One of them has a chance to continue defense of its state championship. For the other, a chance for the biggest win in its young football history. Welcome to Hero Stadium and the third round of the Texas High School Football Playoffs. Smithson Valley and Pieper. 5A Division I, third round in San Antonio. Alongside Christian Hallam, I am Hector Ledesma. And Christian, we say it's the chance for the biggest win in program history for Pieper because they have been 4 rounds deep in the playoffs before, 2 years ago. But a chance to knock off what they consider a rival in Smithson Valley and a chance to get there. 2 years ago, they beat Alamo Heights. A victory against the Rangers would give them a shot at advancing in the playoffs. And so we welcome you inside and the road to the UIL State Championship presented by your Texas Ford dealers has the Pieper Warriors here with an 8-4 overall record. They beat Corpus Christi Flower Bluff last week, avenging a second-round loss from last season. Beat John Jay 33-14 the week before. For the Smithson Valley Rangers, who won it all last year at 5A D1, coming back only the one loss this season, 9-1 in the regular season, now 11-1 after all, undefeated in district play, and the champions of the District 13 in 5A Division I, in which both these teams are a part of. And so as Trent Amaya gets set to kick us off for the Rangers, who are wearing all white with the blue helmets, Christian, tell us about your anticipation and just the excitement that comes with this ball game.
Oh, yeah. For those watching, this is a huge game for round 3. Coming in deep into the playoffs, this is where we start to see some teams really start to get knocked off and some high quality opponents really start to rise to the top. And these two opponents that are both Comal teams, they have a huge rivalry and they know a lot about each other. So what we should see is a very quality matchup here and a chess match between these two coaches. Carson
Lacombe, a high production receiver for the Pieper Warriors, returning it past the 20 to right around the 26, 27-yard line. They're gonna mark it at the 25, and so almost the same as a touchback. Trent Amaya, the king of the touchbacks for Smithson Valley, most of his kicks not returned. This has the same effect in that Pieper will start from right there in their own 25-yard line. Isaiah Gaitan, the quarterback for the Warriors, did not play in every game this season. This is 9th game. We'll go through his numbers as the Warriors have their number 1 signal caller back for the last several weeks. Okay, he looks over here on 1st and 10, going to get the play. And here we go, 5 wides make it for Pieper. This not totally uncommon. They spread you around. Penalty marker and play stopped as Gaitan looks to the sideline there. Isaiah, 1,911 yards passing in 9 games this year. That's 9 games total, including the 2 playoff games. Pieper going backwards. 1st and 10 now, or 1st and 15, I should say, Christian from their own 20-yard line.
And that's not something you want to start off with on the first play, Hector.
Yeah, so on 1st and 10 from the 20, 1st and 15, from the 20 again. Gaitan looking right, same formation across, pass caught and immediately tackled. It's Andrew Grindstaff, young man they call the professor at Pieper, gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and Philip Smith made a great play on that defense for Smithson Valley. They're in a cover 4 look on that previous play, so really good job keeping everything underneath them, and Pieper was hoping to kind of snag a slant or throw a slant route and get some quick yardage out of that one.
Smith back from injury recently for those Rangers, a safety along with Blayton Camacho and Noah Johnson, a part of a good secondary. Complete, so 2 for 2 is Gaitan. This one out to the corner, and we see that Pieper likes to get a lot of different guys involved. This is Carson Lacombe, another one of the receivers who goes for big numbers. This one gains another 4 yards, so 3rd and 6. Lacombe, 792 yards receiving on 59 catches this season. Here we go. 3rd and 6. Again, Pieper looking toward that sideline. Nick Rogers and company calling that play in. They're at the 29-yard line. A chance for the Ranger defense to get off the field. To the corner. Incomplete. Looks like Smithson Valley did just that.
Yeah, and that play, clearly they wanted to go to the backside receiver here, a one-on-one matchup. But that quick one-on-one turned into a 2v1 where Smithson Valley brought their linebacker, Devin Natoto, over to really just kind of put some pressure on that outside receiver. And that makes it hard because when you're trying to coach a game, I know for any coach that's looking at the one-on-one matchups, you want to complete those. Those want to be your gimmies or your easy takeaway plays where you can build some yardage. So Pieper was looking for that play on that last one, and Smithson Valley's defense is managing to keep them underneath there.
Carter Noseworthy, a linebacker for the Warriors, also handles their punts. Here's Hunter Hogg on the return past the 45 near midfield. And Smithson Valley will take over its first time with the ball at right around midfield for those Smithson Valley Rangers. An offense led by quarterback Ty Knutson, a young man who's been offered by the likes of Texas A&M, TCU, Texas Tech, and UTSA, just to name a few. In the regular season, 121 of 182, 1,627 yards, 18 touchdowns. He's been good in the playoffs as well. 2,010 yards passing overall when you take into account the couple of playoffs games they've played since the regular season came to an end. Gunnar Sjoquist getting the start for Caleb Pieper across the 50. Gunnar about 4 yards, maybe 3 on 1st and 10.
Yeah, and it's not unlike Smithson Valley to see them come out here and run the stretch play. This is a simple duo concept, which duo means double team or double man on blocking on the defense. So if they can get any double team on that defensive line and up to the second level, the linebackers, then Smithson Valley can be really successful with this stretch. But Pieper is going to find a way to stop them hopefully throughout this game, and if they can do that, they are going to prove to be a dominant defense in this game.
On 2nd down and 7 from the 49 of Pieper, there's Haug, the first catch of the ball game on the first throw of the game for Smithson Valley, near first down yardage. I think they're going to move the sticks. I started there for a second. They are moving the sticks because it looked initially like it might be a yard short, but instead the leading receiver for Smithson Valley this season gets the new set of downs.
Yeah, quick little pop pass, as we call it. It looks like a outside wide receiver is going to be the main blocker, and we're going to throw it to the inside guy. Give him a chance to have a one-on-one with the safety or the linebacker and just give him some room to run and provide him space with the ball. That's a great play by Smithson Valley, and Pieper's defense is going to hopefully try to stop them here on this run.
Well, following Haug's 43rd catch of the season, Gunnar Sjoquist up the middle to the 26 of Pieper. Mentioned moments ago that Gunnar is filling in, or getting the start, I should say, for Caleb Pieper, but he's anything but a backup during the regular season, especially towards the latter part of the year. Gunnar becoming a featured back, to so to speak. 612 yards coming in on the entire year, 13 touchdowns. So a young man who has a propensity to get in the end zone. 1st and 10 at the 26. Knutson play action, looking to his left, now looking deep, has to throw it away.
Yeah, and great decision by the quarterback there. Understand, throwing the ball away is never a bad decision. As a former quarterback myself, I have an understanding that if you want to throw the ball away and you're in a pressure situation, that's never the wrong decision unless it's probably a 4th down. But great decision there by Mr. Knutson, because he felt some pressure in his face, obviously, and he made the right call to just throw it away when he felt that all his receivers were covered downfield, and Pieper did play some good defense there.
Leighton Springer applying the pressure. He's the leading tackler for the Warriors, 113 stops coming in. Braxton Sawyer in motion. Here's the pass. Brody Wick, his first catch of the ball game. Brody, coming in off huge performances in these first couple of games in the playoffs. A young man who during the regular season has increased from that regular season, 146 yards in these first 2 games of the postseason, 10 catches to go with a touchdown.
Yeah, what do you do here on 3rd down? Maybe give it back to Brody Wick, because he's been very consistent all season, right? But Smithson Valley, they're going to have to be in a situation where they either run with their game consistency or pass here.
3rd and 7. Knutson in trouble, brought down at right around the 22-yard line. So a big stop for that Pieper D. For most teams, this probably you go because maybe you don't trust your kicker. Not for the Rangers. They have the options. Yes, they can go here on 4th and 6, but with Trent Amaya on the roster, and this is what they'll do. Amaya out there with Blaine Camacho holding, he'll try a 39-yard field goal attempt.
I could be wrong there, but it looked like the offensive line wasn't necessarily in unison with picking up some of those blitzes from that 3 front.
From nearly 40 yards away, Trent Amaya is true. Smithson Valley strikes first. 8:12 remaining in the opening quarter. Trent Amaya giving the Rangers a 3-0 lead in round 3 of the playoffs. We're back right after this.
From Blanco to Bulverde, Bernie to New Braunfels, GVTC Local Lens is your connection to Hill Country happenings. 24 hours a day, tune into GVTC Channel 16 for local high school sports, community events, and original programming brought to you with the power of GVTC. Tune in now for a unique view of your community through the GVTC Local Lens.
Back here at Hero Stadium, Trent Amaya set to kick us off. Smithson Valley, off the foot of Amaya, has a 3-0 lead in a rematch from earlier in the season, a ball game that Smithson Valley won 27-17. This only the third time these two teams have met. Pieper's only been playing football since 2021, and so they met as district rivals for the first time last year. The Warriors able to get that victory, hard-fought game on the Pieper campus, but it was the Warriors who came away 39-36. This time around, Smithson Valley got them by 10. So this, the third, and to date, easily the most important meeting of the three here in the postseason.
No doubt, because the winner obviously continues to play football and move on. And both sides want to do that equally. So, and they both have respectable programs. But what we saw in that first drive, Hector, was something really, really special, that Pieper was able to provide a lot of defensive blitzes and kind of some stunts, as we call it, where the Smithson Valley offensive line wasn't picking it up very well. And Smithson Valley was also able to hold a 3-and-out and drive the ball methodically downfield. They just were able to kick a field goal and put 3 points in. They couldn't punch it in for 6.
Brady Hopper, his first carry, goes for a yard. Nice job of that Ranger defense of stringing it out. 2nd and 9, Gaitan over the middle, complete. Cross the 35 to the 39, and a first down on Cash Lancaster's first reception of the ball game.
And Lancaster's been a huge athlete for their offense this season as well. Piper's very well known with this 10 personnel offense where they are known to throw the ball out. So keep in mind, folks, that Piper's offense usually runs in a 10 personnel where they have one back in the backfield besides the quarterback, and they are intending to throw the ball and get it quickly downfield.
After the reception by Lancaster, who's their leading receiver at 1,430 yards coming in over the middle, a gain of, let's call it 5 more for the Warriors. So now 2nd and 5 at their own 43. They hurry the line. This time they do snap it right away. Inside pitch and some room toward the sideline, getting across midfield, and Carson Lacombe getting the first down for the Warriors.
That was a little trick play up their sleeve. The coach felt comfortable calling on that situation. I'm not so sure if I would have called that on a first or second down right now, but it worked. They got some yards out of it. Holding on Pieper here, okay. So I stand corrected, guys. We're moving back with the ball here a little bit.
Well, it turned in. The play itself was a good one in terms of initial, view, in that it picked up a first down for the Warriors. It's just after the fact, penalized, and this biting the Warriors in the early going. They got a penalty before they even snapped the ball for the first time, and now this one wipes out what was one of their biggest plays of the ball game to this point. And so instead of 1st and 10, they've got 2nd and 9, of course, holding a spot foul, so that's why 2nd and 9 from their own 39. Empty backfield, 5 wides as Gaitan looks back toward that sideline. Lacombe, a young man who's productive, 792 yards coming in, so not a surprise that they would go to him. This one overthrown, intended to the aforementioned Lacombe. And with that, 3rd and 9 now coming for this Warrior offense.
Yeah, normally we don't see a lot of those kind of trick plays, but they're having to stick to some of the similar quick passing offense. And if they can't complete it, then that's going to be tough for their offense to try and produce yards down the field for this game.
And another chance for the Ranger defense here to get off the field. They forced a punt, which Pieper does not like to do very often. High-powered offense, they like to go. You've seen them spread teams out, and today, going into those formations against the Rangers, Gaitan on 3rd and long, a crease, complete, and a first down. Nice pitch and catch. The tight end, Cade Diamond, his first reception.
Not a lot of times that you see a good pressure throw with some guys that are big defensive linemen in your face, and you're able to drill that ball right in a perfect placement. where the receiver can go and get it, and right there is tight end. I mean, perfectly placed ball, so credit to the quarterback there and receiver making a great catch.
Diamond's 39th reception of the season. He didn't start the regular season as a starter at tight end, but he and Gates Brightman have filled in admirably as the season's gone on. Smithson Valley, that defense, Colton Hornsby, their leading tackler, coming up with the stop. Colton, combining his first and last initial, has been an absolute monster. 91 tackles coming into the ball game, a gain of 1 for the Warriors on 2nd and 9. Rolling Gaitan under pressure. Bierman was getting to him, and it causes the incompletion.
Yeah, they pulled a motion across the field. They're trying to draw the Smithson Valley defense, and really the quarterback got flustered, and his route concept basically just got held up, and Smithson Valley's coverage defense was very locked down on the receivers, so he had nowhere to go with the ball and just tried to throw it out there and try to make something happen to his prior motion athlete, but I think there's a false start on the play, right, Hector?
Yes, it is. Smithson Valley's declining it.
So that'll put us on 3rd down here.
3rd and 9. Still at the Ranger 42. Kyle Bierman, part of a fearsome front four for the Rangers, and we're talking state-level good. Caleb Barrow, Kyle Bierman, Justin Roberts, Hudson Woods. You won't find a better front four in the area, maybe in the entire state of Texas. When you bring in Truth Duvall L and Caden Leak, who are monsters as backups, and not only backups, but they rotate, they play as well, you have the makings of a fantastic defensive line. Again, one of the best in all of Texas. On 3rd and 9, a keep. And this, to me, Christian, tells you that Nick Rogers and company are thinking 4-down territory all the way.
Oh, right. And this is a situation that's critical for Pieper, and it's early on in the game. Because right now, you want to score. You at least want to put some points on the board with this kind of Smithson Valley defense that you're going up against. Former state titles, this is a huge opportunity. So let's see if they can convert this here.
4th and 6 at the 39. First big play of the ball game in terms of implications. Gaitan, empty backfield, looking right, over the middle, incomplete. The Ranger offense will take over after the Smithson Valley defense, as is so often the case, does its job.
It looked like they had him open here, too, on the dig route, which is a 10-yard in route. And the quarterback may have just thrown it a little behind there, and that may have caused the receiver to fluster up and not have the ability to have his hands truly on the football. So Pieper could have converted, but they dropped the football on that one, and unfortunately they are turning the ball over to Smithson Valley's high-power, strong offense. So here we go.
It's a Ranger offense that in some way, shape, or form has scored often on consecutive drives in the early going. Showquist to get maybe a yard. That Warrior defense, who's missing Thorne Michaelbus, their big play guy, out the last several weeks with injury, gets to stop, holding Showquist to only a yard.
Yeah, they send Leighton Springer that time on their defense on a blitz here and absolutely makes great contact and holds up Smithson Valley's running back there. That'd be Showquist. So Smithson Valley is going to try to do what they do and stay consistent, and we're going to watch them throughout the game run the stretch and ISO inside plays. But we'll see here.
Springer, 10 tackles per game, 17 for loss on the season. Knutson in trouble, has to throw it away. So 2 downs into this series, the Warriors D getting the better of the Rangers offense. 3rd and 9 coming from the 40.
So notice how Pieper keeps putting these blitzes or these essentially packages with their defense. They are putting a lot of pressure on Smithson Valley offense, and it's working really well for them. Smithson Valley's got to figure something out on offense for them if they want to try to find some success and see some progress down the field. So maybe right here, Hector, I might be thinking on a 3rd and long scenario, they're going to have to be forced to pass the ball, and it's probably going to go to Hunter Howard at the top is what I'm thinking.
Isaiah Reggie, bottom side. Luke Peace in the slot on that same side. Hogg is at the top of your screen. Flag as Knutson goes. Luke Peace complete. 1st down. We await the flag.
And there you go, right? Move the chains down the field for Smithson Valley's offense. They get it to Luke Peace, who's been a strong tight end throughout the season with great hands overall. I mean, that's the kind of guy that you can throw it up in anywhere in his area, and most of the time he's making the catch. As a tight end, that is a extra ability or an extra bullet in the holster, as we call it, on offense, is having a tight end who can catch.
Well, they're bringing it back, so wipe it out, no 1st down. And so the Rangers going backward, and 1st and 10 from in Pieper territory now becomes 3rd and very long. They already were facing a 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 9 at their own 40. Now they're at their own 35-yard line. 3rd and 14 for the Rangers.
And now this is a much tougher situation because those penalties are critical errors. And knowing Coach Hill in his program, they do not like to have any critical errors over at Smithson Valley. So these hurt an offense, especially when you're trying to make a good drive down the field.
Knudsen in trouble, goes down. Fantastic defensive play, and again, Leighton Springer just all over the field in the early going for the Warriors.
Yep, and we're going to see again, Pieper's defense is using their linebacker ability in this 3-4 offense, 3 front, 4 linebackers, and Springer's made several big plays already early in the game for this Pieper defense, and he's proving as an athlete and a team player to put a lot of pressure on the Smithson Valley offense, which is what they're going to need. But if you're Smithson Valley, your only hope right now is just to find some success and move forward with the ball.
Tranamaya also handles punting duties for the Rangers. A great kick fielded inside the 30 for the Warriors. Pieper gets past the 30, I think. Either way, they'll spot it right around the 31-yard line. So now Pieper comes in back offensively after their defense got its first stop of the ball game. And a trend for Smithson Valley, even in their lone loss to Brandon Christian, is that they score, whether it's touchdowns or field goals, touchdowns more often than not, on the first couple of possessions of their first half. It's really how they've been able to get on top of teams, and then their defense essentially does the rest.
Right, yeah. The Smithson Valley defense historically, like you said, over this season and the course of prior seasons, have been a very dominant defense. And Coach Worstfer, I know, does a great job over there. And his defensive calling ability is superb with his staff. So they do a great job, and for all the coaches out there analyzing film, again, this is something that they're good at, is putting packages in and blitzes and aligning their guys for success, as we call it, on their defense. And so, Hector, that makes it a very, very tough opponent to play against when your defense is more dominant than pretty much traditionally any program in the state.
Harper gets 3 yards for Hopper. Brady on that carry previously. The Cade Diamond catch here. Cade's second reception of the ball game gets the Warriors to the 37, and so now a 3rd and 4 coming for Pieper. They line up quickly. Rangers showing a bit of blitz. Gaitan over the middle. No one there. Miscommunication, or someone fell down, because it brings up 4th and 3 at the 38.
Their whole goal on that play, it looked like, Hector, to me, was they were trying to get it to Carson Lacombe, number 13 here, and he basically just kind of got held up in the route by one of the Smithson Valley defenders. I think that's DeToto that fell down in front of him, number 18. So that play was just, like you said, a little miscommunication. But my question is, why are they throwing back across the body here? I mean, that, as a quarterback and former player myself, it's hard to understand rolling out to the right and then trying to throw all the way across your body to the left. That's a challenging throw for any quarterback.
Pieper going again on 4th down, this time from their own 38. Gaitan over the middle. Hopper, first down. Ball's loose. And here comes Smithson Valley. Incomplete is what they're ruling. Oh, boy, that looked like a catch in real time. And if it did, Liam McGee got robbed of 6 the other way.
Smithson Valley's defense came in big here, put a big stop on Pieper, right? We see, boom, just not the safety, Philip Smith, just comes down and makes a great wrap-up tackle and pops the ball out, but they're calling it incomplete here rather than a fumble.
From the angle behind, it looked like Hopper had not only 1 foot but 2 feet and possession before. It was bang, don't get me wrong, but it looked like he had possession and then it came out. Either way, Smithson Valley with the ball inside the 40. Reverse, Haug inside the 40, the 35 sideline, fighting toward that first down marker, and he might have gotten there.
That's a beautiful setup and design play that Smithson Valley has run the stretch historically with this team, Pieper, and Pieper's seen the stretch over and over and over. So they make it look like the stretch one way, and then they flip it back to Hunter Haug going back on a reverse, and he comes out the back door essentially on the weak side with some space to run, and he gets a first down.
Actually, shy of it.
Just shy of the first down, sorry.
No, you're good. 2nd and 1. It looked close in real time. They're going to mark it, though, at the 29. So 2nd and 1, Shoquist. Oh, great job of keeping his feet, and he got a first down because of it.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're running the stretch over and over and over, and we're going to see Smithson Valley's prime offense. That is their go-to. And Schoenquist shows his athleticism with this weak side stretch run to the backside And it's a one-on-one, and he breaks the tackle and manages to get the first down finally here. So here we are.
And really impressive in the fact that he broke that tackle from Raja Lopez, who's a 3-year senior starter for the Warriors, a very good defensive back for Pieper. So instead, it is 1st and 10 for Smithson Valley. Ball at the Ranger 28. Knudsen, Sjoquist again, fighting his way toward the 20, late flag.
Yeah, one thing we're seeing very evident here is if you're watching this offense, they are going to be very downhill power football. Smithson Valley, like I previously mentioned, runs the stretch, and they're going to run it all which ways. They're going to run it to the strong side with the tight end. They're going to run it to the fullback. They're going to stack a fullback behind a tight end. And other times they're going to run it to the weak side. So they're going to give Pieper a lot of looks on offense, but these Pieper linebackers and their schemes are working out really well to kind of put a slow stopping on this offense to keep from explosive plays happening.
I did not see the officials signal. There it is. Thank you, Michael Libby, our director at Space Mask. But I was going to say, I know it's something along the lines of unsportsmanlike because Smithson Valley just got 15 yards off of it. Sjoquist, first down, near the 10, a loss. Again, that Pieper defense swarming, and this time Brady Granelli, their safety, coming up to make the stop.
Yep. They're starting to bring and pack the box, as we call it, inside this red zone. So inside the red zone, we are within 20 yards or less to score. But if you're Pieper defense, you're going to stack the box, which means that box goes from tackle to tackle, draw the box up to the linebackers, and you have yourself a defensive box. And they're going to stack it to try and prevent this run offense from scoring.
Sjoquist gaining a yard on that, so 2nd and 9. Knudsen looking left. Brody Wick, corner of the end zone, almost made a spectacular catch, reaching out with that left hand, which is his off arm.
It just looked a little bit overthrown from up here, too. I mean, Brody had clearly the perfect route run on this fade ball, and he gets one hand on it, and it's just barely overthrown to where he's making his athleticism to try and catch it.
Yeah, that close to the first touchdown here for the Rangers. So 3rd and 9 coming up. It's 3rd and goal officially because the new set of downs came at the 10. So 3rd and goal at the 9. Wick, our side. Luke Peace, the slot on our side. Hunter Haug, the receiver on the near side. Knudsen in trouble, sacked. Huge play for that Pieper defense. And again, guess who's in the middle of that? They're all-everything defender getting another stop. Leighton Springer.
Yeah, that's hard for any coach to see when you are so close to success inside the red zone and you have a chance to really just punch it in and make it look easy. And now we're forced to kick the ball and only take 3 away instead of 6.
Amaya 29 yards away. He's hit from 39, and now he's hit from 29. We're back after this. The Rangers on top 6-0, 30 seconds remaining in quarter number 1, 3rd round of the playoffs.
People hire realtors for many reasons. It could be they're sweet, they're funny, it's a new family member or friend that's getting into the business and they want to support them. At the end of the day though, until you get their house sold, it just doesn't matter.
We thought our house would take 3 to 4 weeks selling.
Our home sold in 2 days.
We had multiple offers within 24 hours. We were shocked. We did not expect that at all.
2 quick days.
Trent Amaya, moments after giving the Rangers a 6-0 lead, kicks off from the usual 40, and as usual, a beautiful kickoff that nearly – did that hit the crossbar?
I think it did. It looked like it bounced off the crossbar, the right upright there.
You got to make a new rule that if that would have gone through, give the Rangers 3 more points. Give him 6 since he kicked it from his own 40.
That's a heck of a kick for a high school kicker, too. There's not a lot of times that you see a high school kicker who's able to boot it downfield that far. And, I mean, there is some wind out here today, obviously, on this beautiful day after Thanksgiving. But most guys just aren't able to have the leg to get it down there.
And we hope that you and yours had a very happy Thanksgiving yesterday. And now some day after Turkey Day football. Playoffs at that here in Texas high school. It does not get a whole lot better than that. Hopper back to the line of scrimmage. And unless the Warriors want to hurry up and get a play, and at all intents and purposes here, moving toward the sidelines, it looks like they do not.
Yeah, Warriors just tried a little ISO play, isolation, where they're getting one-on-one matchups with their offensive line and defensive line with Smithson Valley, and hoping to hold and get an inside peel or where their running back can score. So
that gets us to the end of one. When we come back, second quarter, it's been a good one thus far. Pieper with a chance to even the score right here in San Antonio, third round of the high school football playoffs.
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road, from up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
Second down and 10 as we start quarter number 2. Pieper here on offense. On first down, they're all everything running back. Brady Hopper stopped for no gain by that staunch Smithson Valley defense. 6-0 our score here in the third round of the high school football playoffs. 5A Division I tight end again from Gaitan. That young man, Cade Diamond, just a sophomore, has been big in the early going for the Warriors.
Yep, they're going to throw the simple comeback here to their number one receiver on the backside. And quarterback looks off the safety. The tight end is going to make a big play here, number 80, and he's going to run the comeback route towards the sideline and just keep his toes in balance and get the first down for Pieper.
And following this play here, Christian, I want to get your thoughts on something because, and you'll kind of get a sense of where I'm going with this question, considering Cash Lancaster, Carson Lacombe, and Andrew Grindstaff had been their big three at receiver all season long. Here's Gaitan taking essentially a kneel. He kind of just slid forward. Yeah. So here's the thing. We've seen Diamond, the tight end, just a sophomore, get 3 catches early on. How much of that do you think is due to the fact that the Rangers are doing everything they can to shut down the big three of Grindstaff, Lancaster, and Lacombe from that pass catching perspective?
Yeah, I think the Rangers defense is again, they're a very versatile, well-balanced base defense. They're in a 4-3 lineup, so we're going to see 4 down defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and then they play what's like a cover 4, a soft 4, and they allow their corners to kind of stay on an island with their number one receiver here. So it's really up to, and Hector, it's really up to the corners a lot of times for this defense on Smithson Valley's end to try and man up and play good coverage. And so if you're Pieper's coach, what I'm observing here from the booth is we're seeing they're throwing it to this guy again, trying to get the ball to this tight end number 80 because they see that there's a mismatch. And by that, they're seeing that number 80 is obviously bigger than number 8, the corner on Smithson Valley's end. So that coach obviously likes what he sees down there and is trying to get the ball to this mismatch so that they can produce some yards.
That's Liam McGee for the Rangers, number 8. And again, that pass intended for Diamond. Gaitan over the middle, some room, and he missed him. Cash Lancaster wide open. Shouldn't say that Gaitan missed him. I should give him some credit. He was facing pressure by that Smithson Valley defensive front 4. No surprise.
Yeah, Lancaster beats the Smithson Valley safeties behind the back here on a post route, and we just see that this quarterback has some pressure in his face and tries to get the ball right past it. And, I mean, he was wide open, but with pressure in your face, that is a hard throw to make. And so he just misses the ball, just sails it a little high over Lancaster, and that's going to force Pieper a 4th down scenario to punt here.
Hudson Woods, returning all-state defender for Smithson Valley. 10 sacks this season, 13 hurries, 19 tackles for loss. A fake! Norsworthy, the 40, first down for Pieper, still on his feet, across midfield and inside the Ranger 45.
Pieper manages to pull off a punt fake here and catches Smithson Valley off guard in a way, right? Hector, we're watching this game, and this is unpredictable right now. Everyone thought that they were clearly punting it with that distance backed up inside Smithson Valley's territory, but we see that number 5 there just decides to take the ball off. That's Carter Norsworthy, right?
Yep.
And he just decides to take the ball and run it to the right side of the field, and there's only 1 or 2 defenders there really to try and make the tackle, and he makes them miss and gets the first down, and then takes a nice shot from Smithson Valley's defensive lineup, but hey, that gives them another first down, and let's see if Smithson Valley can hopefully stop him here.
Norsworthy, a valuable linebacker for the Warriors, also punts, incomplete, great Ranger defense. That one, again, intended for one of the big three. It is Cash Lancaster, or Andrew Grindstaff, excuse me, who nearly got his hands on that ball. A little high, though.
Yeah, Noah Johnson was the coverage. He was the safety on that play for Smithson Valley, and he did a great job just one-on-one, keeping that receiver from trying to get the ball. And the ball was just sailed a little high, but he reached out and put his hands perfectly over to keep the receivers basically blinded from trying to catch it.
2nd down and 10, still at the Smithson Valley 44. Hopper inside, tough running in between the tackles. And another, shouldn't say a first down, he's short of it, but another good gain to right around the 38 of Smithson Valley.
Yeah, and something to note here, too, is we see that Pieper's offense has some momentum. And by momentum, they've gained that momentum with that 4th down conversion. That can be a little bit demoralizing for any defense, but not the end of the world. It's just right now we're seeing that Pieper's offense is able to attack with some explosive plays.
DeToto with a stop for the Rangers. Hopper stopped well short of the first down. Jacob Stover, the middle linebacker for Smithson Valley, coming up and making that stop.
That was a perfectly read play, too, by their defensive linebackers and D-line here. They clearly read the inside ISO run, and they get around their blocks, and Smithson Valley's defense swarms to the ball, as the Rangers always do.
No surprise, Pieper's going to go. At least they're lining up like they are at the Smithson Valley 38. 4th and 4. Stover, 50 tackles on a regular season, so a good play from a good player for the Rangers. Defensive spot at linebacker. On 4th down, Gaitan deep. Almost caught in the end zone, Lancaster.
Golly. We're seeing Pieper's taking all the chances to air it out here every time. And in that scenario, they run just a vertical concept with their number 2 receiver. And they use speed to beat Smithson Valley's defense, and he's wide open over the top. Ball goes right through his hands, and that's just frustrating if you're a quarterback and coach for Pieper.
And you see Gaitan there. He is taking a beating. Slow to get up. For Cash Lancaster, he'll want it back. Normally makes those kinds of plays. A young man who, when you look at the statistical side of what Pieper does, very, very good. Their leading receiver, that is who you want to throw to on 4th down. 1,430 yards, 20 touchdowns, 78 receptions through these 12 games leading up to today. 1st and 10 for Smithson Valley at the 38. Knutson rolling to his left. Overthrows the sideline.
Yeah, he didn't like what he saw there on that play. It was a little bit of miscommunication from here in the booth is what I presume happened. Again, just quarterback rollout to the left, and his receiver wasn't quite where he wanted him to be in the route that maybe he was supposed to run. I don't know. I could be wrong, but observing that, Knutson just, again, he's a smart quarterback out there. He plays so comfortable out there, and he just throws it away when he doesn't like what he sees.
First target for Isaiah Reggie, who's caught 5 passes in these playoffs. Knutson, deep. Reggie again, the intended receiver, nearly picked.
Man, Pieper's corner, Grant Alling, forgive me if I pronounced that wrong, but he was just right there. That happened to be right where the ball was trying to be thrown on a crosser route. When Smithson Valley had Isaiah coming across to try and catch that. And maybe he could have just put a little more air on it. I don't know, but that's a tough throw, and the corner was right in the right place at the right time, as we call it.
You got it, my guy, Grant Olin. You got it, as always. That would have been only Newton's 3rd interception in all of 2025, including the postseason. 3rd and long. Braxton Sawyer in motion. Newton over the middle. Complete. 1st down and more. Cross the 30. Hunter Haug still on his feet at the 10. Brought down inside the 5.
I mean, that's a fantastic receiver right there. Hunter Haug just continues to be dominant for the Smithson Valley offense and defense, but he makes a great catch here. The quarterback, Knutson, drills the ball right on a post route over the middle, and he just breaks coverage and makes the safeties miss. And essentially, the Pieper's just trailing them down to tackle him now at the 3 or the 2 yard line here, right?
Yes, they're going to spot it at the 2. 1st and goal for the Rangers. Reggie into the ball game.
If I'm Smithson Valley's offense right now, they're probably going to stick to the bread and butter basics and run the stretch here. It's probably coming to the right with this motion.
They put Reggie in motion. Jacob Kirk into the ball game at receiver. Sjoquist fighting his way into the first touchdown of the ball game.
And there you go, right? Stick to your bread and butter like I called it. And Smithson Valley is going to do what they do best. They're going to pull motions over to try and pull off the defense and even provide extra blocking abilities. And they want more blockers than the defense has defenders. But right here, Schoenquist just muscles it in and gets attacked by 2 defenders, and he manages to toughen the ball inside and get the touchdown for Smithson Valley.
Well, this, not an anomaly. Schoenquist has a knack for finding the end zone. His 17th touchdown of the season. Amaya's extra point is good. 8:41 remain. The Rangers increase the lead 13-0 here over Pieper in the third round of the 5A Division I Texas High School Football Playoffs.
Is the Texas Hill Country your home? Then trust the contractor who lives in and supports this community. We don't just show up after a storm. Our office is right here. The roofs we build are in our neighborhoods. The programs we support are where our kids go to school. You'll have plenty of choices for your next roof. Choose the team who will stand with you long after the storm has passed. We're Lynx Roofing, and if you live in the Hill Country, we want to be your contractor.
Trent Amaya kicking us off following a 13-0 touchdown that makes it 13-0. Trouble with the kick, and the Warriors will start at their own 9-yard line. So trouble with the kick, and so Pieper will start at its own 10, call it the 9 officially for the Warriors.
And Smithson Valley celebrating right here because one thing that's critical is special teams. Giving the team or giving your defending team no opportunity to have any ability to score is going to make a big difference. So they've got them pinned down inside the 10 on Smithson Valley's in here. That's a long way to drive for Pieper's offense. 2
head coaches on your screen. Larry Hill took over Smithson Valley in 1993. The rest, as they say, is history. Nick Rogers, the only coach that Pieper High School has ever known, started playing football in 2021. As Gaetan throws it away. They played varsity since 2022. In 2023, just their second year of competitive football, they went all the way to the regional final, 4 rounds deep. Last year, undefeated through the regular season before Corpus Christi Flower Bluff got them in an upset in round number 2. And here they are looking for a second straight trip to the regional final, or not second, but second in 3 years, in terms of not second straight, but second in 3 years to the regional final for the Warriors against a Smithson Valley squad that is coming off the first state championship in the program's history. 2nd down and 10 at their own 9. Hopper, room up the middle. Colton Hornsby gets to him, but not until Brady gets to right around the 15.
And that's a smart, simple run play right there for Pieper's offense. Knowing this, they're going to run a 3-by-1, come out in the 3-by-1 10 personnel package, which is 1 back in the backfield. Their goal is to spread out that defense and try to pull them to the wide side of the field and then just run the ball underneath where there's less defenders available. And so hopefully they are going to continue to try and see that more successful as we go throughout the game.
3rd and 4 at the 15. Empty backfield again. Here's the pitch to Hopper. Stopped at the 15. So no gain, back to the line of scrimmage. And now 4th and 4 for anybody else. This is automatic punt time.
Yeah, Smithson Valley defense is very well known for making a lot of teams go 3 and out. And Hornsby and this defense do a great job at putting a lot of pressure on this quarterback here in the backfield. They didn't get any confusion with that sweep, and they tracked it down and kept them from getting any yards.
Norsworthy standing at his own 1-yard line. As predictable as you might say, this is a punt situation. The fact that the Warriors just try to fake punt, I would agree with you. They're more than likely going to kick it away here, but you got to hold your breath with Pieper. They gamble. Norsworthy, a good kick. Look at that bounce. All the way inside the 10 of Smithson Valley. Hogg finally at the 4. He was standing at his 1, was Norsworthy, when he kicked that.
And Hogg makes a great reception here to get the ball back out to at least the 30-yard line on Pieper's end. Pieper had a hell of a punt there, honestly. I mean, that's one of the few punts in high school sports. I mean, whether it's a squib or all aired out, it's hard to get a ball to roll like that. But he caught the wind just right, and boy, that thing just went rolling. So that is huge for your team to have some success on special teams and pin down Smithson Valley. But Haug does a great job receiving the ball, and we see that he's got some blockers out in front. He's able to get their offense hopefully some yards up to the 30 and give them some space.
26-yard return, so 1st and 10 at the 30. Knutson will keep. Cross the line of scrimmage, good push to right around the 35. When he keeps it on the ground, Knutson, to date this season, good numbers in terms of rushing, 204 yards. He's scored 5 times, so not something that he doesn't do a whole lot. Sometimes they will have him keep the football.
Yeah, Smithson Valley is very well known, too, to have their quarterbacks being very versatile. And if you play at the program there, you would probably know that every player is an athlete, essentially. Even your quarterback's not just a quarterback who can throw but can run the ball.
On 2nd down, Sjoquist, his first carry of this possession, gets a yard. So 3rd and 4 coming for that Ranger offense.
And we're seeing that Smithson Valley is sticking to the whole run game concept, and they're trying to run the counter here, and Pieper just reads this counter just right with the pulling guards coming from the offense on Smithson Valley's end, and they make a stop to keep it 3rd down and short here. So this is a big setup here going into with 5 minutes in the 2nd quarter left. Smithson Valley's got to hold on to the ball if they want to continue to have success and keep Pieper from scoring.
Knutson, bunch set of receivers. There's the pass to Wick on 3rd down, gets the 1st down across the 40 to the 42. Brody Wick caught that behind the line of scrimmage, got the 1st down virtually all by himself.
And there's that pop pass again that we saw previously to Hunter Haug in the 1st quarter. Now we see it to Brody Wick, who makes a fantastic effort, just reaching and stretching his body to get that 1st down. I mean, that's a guy who's going to make a play for his team and do everything he can to see the success of it.
Grant Oling did a nice job of fighting off the Luke Peace block, so he got to Brody basically when the ball got there. But Wick able to kind of muscle his way past the 40. 1st and 10 now at the 41. 2 receivers to our side. It's Haug and Wick, both on the near side. Luke Peace, the lone receiver up top. Haug in motion. He gets the pitch, whistles.
And it looked like Smithson Valley may have gotten some good luck there on that one as well, because Hunter Haug was about to face the defensive end coming off the edge, or at least the linebacker, I think, for Pieper's end.
And the whistle because Smithson Valley calls a timeout. We're going to take it with them. 5:05 remaining. The Rangers driving toward a potential touchdown or field goal. We'll see. We're back after this right here from Hero Stadium.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road. From up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
First and 10. Here's the snap to Knutson. He's going to keep again. Did moments ago. And Ty using those legs. 2nd carry of the ball game for a man who rushed for more than 200 during not only the regular season but the playoffs. 186 yards in the regular season. Talked about how he scored 5 times, but he gets about, we'll call it 6 yards here, Christian.
Yeah, and that's a very successful play for any offense. Anything past 4 yards, even on a run play, you don't have to have a big explosive 20-plus yard play every time or a touchdown. It's about moving the chains here, and Smithson Valley is very known for going by the books of the statistics and sticking to the run game where they can see success up to 4 or 5 yards of play.
Haug in motion. There's the pitch. They ran this play before the whistle a little while ago. Go back to it. Hunter still on his feet to midfield across it. 1st down Rangers.
He gets something out of nothing here. I mean, it looked like a whole traffic jam as soon as he got the pitch for the sweep going to the left side. And we're going to see that the blockers in front of him managed to be some bodies to try and be distraction essentially to Pieper's defense. And he fights hard for that 1st down there, so credit to him.
Yeah, Grant Oling there on the stop again. For the Warriors, one of several Pieper defenders they're getting to the ball. It's a Pieper defense that is missing virtually all of its defensive line from when the season first started. Aforementioned Michael Bust, Norsworthy, in coverage instead as Knutson was looking to go deep. He checks down to Sjoquist, who gets near the 40.
Yeah, that play right there, guys, is, again, Smithson Valley's head coach Larry Hill's trying to set up this Pieper defense. They've been running the stretch, run the stretch, run the stretch, and then what do? You go out the back door and you have your quarterback keep it on a bootleg, and he's looking for that deep ball to try and catch him off. But Pieper's defense was well defended in the deep zone for coverage there, and then he decides to just check it down to his third option or his running back, Sjoquist, and give him the ball, and he was wide open to have a chance with some space.
Sjoquist's first catch of the afternoon. Here he is with the carry across the 40, another first down for the Rangers. So following his 8th catch of 2025, when you take into account the playoffs, Gunnar Sjoquist continuing his good running. Again, the featured back today, first down to the 32 of Pieper.
And they're going to continue to pound the rock here with this inside zone play, right? And Sjoquist uses some of that athleticism as well as some of that strength he's known for to try and break some tackles and move forward while the Smithson Valley offensive line keeps pounding away and pound the rock.
Talked earlier in the game about how Sjoquist has a knack for getting in the end zone. His 17, including today's score, second on the team, second only to Caleb Piegler, who's not playing today. Sjoquist on 1st and 10, coming right, and that Pieper defense, a nice job of swarming to the ball, a gain of 2.
They're ready for the stretch. It's something consistent that Smithson Valley is well known for. They're going to bring their defensive ends and shift to the right, slide as we call it on defense, and try and fill the gaps, and they clearly do that well on this play and force Smithson Valley into a second and longer scenario.
Hudson Weekly, a junior who has come on strong. Hudson and his brother Cole Weekly actually JV call-ups, who have not only moved up to the varsity roster but have played well since coming up and gotten some minutes here in the postseason. Timeout on the field. Let's take it as well. 2 minutes. We're back after this. 13 Rangers, 0 for Pieper. 5A Division I, third round of the playoffs.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the movies, Abuela?
Mijo, I love you, but I prefer the classic movies. You go, have a good time. What's this?
Just come with me.
Oh, my mijo.
Second down, 8 at the 20 for Smithson Valley. Fake, no, they give it to Hogg across the 30, spinning his way toward the 25, and that's where the ball will be marked following the tackle by the Warriors.
And they go with that reverse play here right off the bat, coming out of that timeout. Coach Hill likes what he saw previously, getting some yards with Hunter Hogg, and this reverse fake stretch is working well for them. So again, we see that when you get mismatches on the outside edge, that can be deadly for a defense like that with just a corner out there. But Hunter turns it up inside and manages to find some yards up the middle, and then eventually tackled by the secondary in Pieper's defense.
3rd and 3 for the Rangers at the Pieper 25-yard line. Braxton Sawyer in motion. Sjoquist, right, left. First down across the 20 toward the 15, and a first down for the Rangers in the red zone.
Great call there, man. I like that, especially as a former player looking at that play. We're going to run the stretch with a fullback to the weak side, and that fullback's going to pick up number 3 on the outside and just seal the edge, and that gives Sjoquist plenty of room to run. And there's nobody there to touch him except push him out of bounds on the other side of the secondary.
Braxton Sawyer, the block on Brady Ganelli. It all starts up front with Briley Bowman, the left tackle for Smithson Valley. Canyon Wheeler, the left guard. Kyle Gugliotti, returning starter. Moving to center, though, Clinton Goss at right guard. Aiden Verrett, standout baseball player, is the right tackle. Knutson again will keep. Cross the 10. Tackled it right around the 8, I think, is where they'll give him the ball with forward progress, though it's still going. Nice job of Ty keeping those feet moving and the whistle finally coming. I think it's the 7 they're going to give him.
He's running very hard tonight for sure, and Pieper's defense is reading it really well in these QB powers. Again, when the quarterback's running the ball, the goal is to get an extra blocker in there, and instead of having the ball handed off to your running back, use him as an extra blocker behind and make him be the lead blocker for your quarterback. But Smithson Valley now, they're inside the red zone. Hector, I think we might see another attempt at a second. It's second in like 6 here, so we might see another attempt at a fade, potentially back to Brody Wick or potentially Hunter Haug.
Yeah, almost worked that first time.
Yeah.
So they got it at the 8. I'm doing quick math. You're right. It's going to be 2nd and 6. I was checking to see if they'd update the scoreboard for the official down and distance. So 2nd and 6 here. Time not an issue, right? Because you're already inside the 10. You still got 58 seconds to go. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it's Pieper who just called that timeout, thinking that if the Rangers score, maybe they'll get the ball back with 50 seconds or what have you.
Yeah. This is an interesting situation here for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at the scoreboard. 2 timeouts left for Smithson Valley, 2 for Pieper. So yes, that was charged to the Warriors. Apologies, I did not see initially which way in which the official pointed or signaled when the timeout was called. So coming out of that stoppage, 58 ticks, 2nd and 6 at the 8. Knutson again's going to keep cupping around right side, and again that Warrior defense ready.
Yep, and they're just trying to stay with the consistent run game and hopefully get the quarterback power some yards. But Pieper was ready, and they are proving to beat these one-on-one matchups with the tight end on the outside edge with Hunter Howe, or sorry, my apologies, Peace. And guys, this is huge. This is a big setup for a 3rd down scenario for Smithson Valley, because if they can score it and punch it in here, they can produce a further drive and pull away from Pieper going into the second half. But Pieper, for their situation, Hector, like you mentioned earlier, I think it's very interesting to note that if Smithson Valley scores quickly, then they have to go back and score quickly either way. But if they can stop Smithson Valley, they lose more time, and it's going to make it a harder possession for them to drive the ball down the field with essentially only 2 timeouts here.
Yeah, you saw Larry Hill on your screen moments ago. Now a shot of Nick Rogers with his troops. And curious, Christian, how much do you think the Rangers running Knutson back-to-back plays has to do with forcing Pieper to call their timeouts and use their timeouts?
I think it's a wise strategy, personally. And coming from football experience myself, I have much respect for both of these coaches, and Coach Hill knows what he's doing. He's won a state championship, and he's had years of success at Smithson Valley. So I wouldn't question why that call was made, only to see that he's using it as his chess match strategy, essentially, to try and make Pieper call their timeout and force them to lose more time. Even if they get the ball back, it's a more safe position for Smithson Valley's defense.
That's a great way to put it, as chess, because I'm thinking Coach Hill and company make those calls anticipating what Pieper will do, and then calling the timeouts subsequently to stop the clock. On 3rd and 6, Knutson rolling left, end zone, incomplete.
He just couldn't connect it there. Got in his hands and just managed to drop it. I mean, and takes a shot in the process. Smithson Valley's offense made a great effort, and this little rollout pass thrown into the flat, he had a clear chance, but Pieper's defense comes in big and puts a stop on it and keeps the completion from turning into a touchdown.
Intended for Braxton Sawyer, Brody Wick in the corner of the end zone was relatively unguarded. So an opportunity there for the Rangers instead of Maya at the 15. 25 yards. He's hit from 39 and then 29. This one, true as well. 41 ticks left. The Rangers take a 16-0, and let's take what we think will be the final break before the intermission. Smithson Valley and Pieper, 3rd round of the high school football playoffs in San Antonio.
From fall to winter to spring, every season starts with the roof inspection. As proud gold sponsors of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, we know this community on and off your roof. On your roof, our game plan starts with identifying storm-related damages.
They inspect up there to catch anything we miss down here.
From minor repairs to full roof replacements, we have the people and material to fix any roof and protect your family. Lynx Roofing, peace of mind in any season.
Trent Amaya to kick us off, having just put the Rangers on top 16-0 with his third field goal. Of course, Maya's field goal is a big part of the Rangers state championship win a year ago, trying to get back to the state title game for a third straight season and defend the state championship from last year, the return to the 22. And so Pieper will start with 36 seconds left in the first half from that very spot.
And here's what you have to do coming out with 36 seconds in the second quarter, about to go into half. First down scenario, they're either going to take a shot or they're going to throw a quick pass on an out route here, something towards the sidelines to try and stop that clock and preserve the time for their offense.
The Warriors have just the one timeout. They had to take two of them to stop the Rangers, who ran the ball in the red zone, anticipating they try to stop the clock and had a chance to get the ball back. That one incomplete. Noah Johnson saying, ooh, if that one was just a little bit longer, had a little bit more air underneath it, I'd have myself a pick.
Yeah, and it's a crossing route, or a short, shallow dig, as we call it, coming over the middle, which makes me question again why they'd be throwing over the middle, right in the middle of the Smithson Valley defense and losing more time. But again, that might be a certain coaching call that they saw something on the defense that they liked.
Empty backfield, 3 receivers to the top, 2 receivers to our side. Gaitan looking to the right, goes down.
Yep, and that's huge for Smithson Valley's defense here. They're just going to continue to let the clock run here with 20 seconds going. And Smithson Valley gets a sack on this quarterback going for the deep ball, trying to take a shot downfield. Well, Pieper essentially, I think, is just going to take it in.
Hudson Woods, the SMU commit, near the ball. Caleb Barrow might have gotten there first. Caleb Barrow, 8 sacks, give him 9 on the season. Woods, 10 sacks coming in. Actually, Barrow with 9 sacks. Those 8 were in the regular season. He's now have 2 when you include that one here in the postseason. We are at the half. 24 more minutes separate the Smithson Valley Rangers from advancing to round number 4. For Pieper, 24 minutes is what's left for them to erase a 16-point deficit and try to get what, as we described, would be their biggest win in program history, knocking off their rival and a chance to get to the regional final for only the second time in their young history. We're back after this. Halftime's next, and then second half action from San Antonio's Hero Stadium, 5A, Division I, third round of the playoffs.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Lynx Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions.
At Lynx Roofing, every job has a halftime. Time to finish strong.
Okay, it was a rough start to the half. We kept our composure though. We know the heat got to us. Jonathan, you pulled through though. The second half, I'm gonna need all your guys to clean up the material. Can you do that?
Yes, Coach, I got you.
Okay, John, now that the tear-off is behind us, your team has to focus on the dry-in and the install of those beautiful GF shingles. Can you do that for me?
Yes, Coach.
All right then, let's go out there, let's execute. Let's make sure that that house never forgets that Lynx was there. Let's go.
Sure, it was just a skit. But for us, every roof is game time.
Roofing doesn't always work like this, but you can't wait until the second half of your roof's life to make adjustments. Here at Lynx Roofing, we repair and replace roofs, so we have you covered any time of the year.
Hey, tell them about Smithson Valley.
Oh, that's right. Lynx Roofing is a proud gold sponsor of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, committed to the community both on and off the field.
How they ever gonna find us? Shipwreck on the mountain, rubbernecking all the outlaws. It's who we wanna be. Belly up and just fake it, and two-step overrated, so we can hope to be someone someday.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Lynx Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the movies, abuela?
Mijo, I love you, but I prefer the classic movies. You go, have a good time. What's this?
Just come with me.
Oh, ay, mijo.
Your choice, abuela.
GVTC, connecting you.
People hire realtors for many reasons. It could be they're sweet, they're funny, it's a new family member or friend that's getting into the business and they want to support them. At the end of the day though, until you get their house sold, it just doesn't matter.
We thought our house would take 3 to 4 weeks selling.
Our home sold in 2 days.
We had multiple offers within 24 hours. We were shocked. We did not expect that at all.
2 quick days.
Yes, the Ranger Band will entertain you with a few artistic dance moves for the 2025 marching band season.
From Blanco to Bulverde, Bernie to New Braunfels, GVTC Local Lens is your connection to Hill Country happenings. 24 hours a day, tune into GVTC Channel 16 for local high school sports, community events, and original programming. Brought to you with the power of GVTC. Tune in now for a unique view of your community through the GVTC Local Lens.
Hey Pieper Nation, I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building Confident Smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors!
Every shoe they've ever worn has been black. That little voice they hear inside their heads is Coach Larry Hill. When asked their favorite color, they all agree it's always navy. They all believe that the baseball team, a certain law enforcement group, and the 4x4 side-by-side were all named after them. The only thing on their Christmas list is Whataburger gift cards. Each of them has officially changed their middle name to Smithson. When choosing their jersey number, they all answered anything but the number 1. They are the most Rangers in the world.
Stay Navy, my friend.
It's just like football. One guy goes out of play, the next guy comes in, and they're ready to go.
They had to work as a team, which is part of their name. It's Team SRAM.
The goal is really to come out of the experience with meeting your goal, which is selling the house for the most money, and having that lifelong relationship that gives value to both of us.
You're already flying, heaven's on the horizon, sun through the windshield is shining, painting everything gold. Life is all about timing, love is wild and blinding, every road is winding, so let the good times roll.
You know, everyone's lifestyle inside is all connected through Wi-Fi. Your IoT devices, your TV, the streamers, the gamers. And we in Texas, we love being out in the backyard. We love extending, I think, what we do inside to the outside. Whether it's grilling, whether it's swimming, hanging out at night, listening to music, the outdoor Wi-Fi product really extends that Wi-Fi in your lifestyle to the outdoors. We think about connecting products like your security cameras that you can get through GVTC. Talk about your smart lights, your smart speakers. It's the she shed outside, right? For all the women who love to do projects outside, just the same as a workshop. Wherever you want to connect your Wi-Fi, it really is taking the best of the indoor premium Wi-Fi and extending it outdoors into whatever lifestyle that you have.
It is so crazy to think that I wore that, my final game, my senior year.
I was in the science club, and I was a member of the first golf team at Canyon High School.
I'm proud to be alumni of Comal ISD because of the community and support that they give us. Teachers and coaches that poured into me gave me the confidence to come back and have those leadership skills to pour into these kids the way I was.
Being a graduate of Comal ISD has impacted my life just because of the connections I've made, and it makes me want to carry myself in a way that represents the district as a whole. I currently play football here at Trinity. I'm an accounting major. I'm a junior here.
The reason I decided to run for the board was I loved my experience in Comal. And when I realized that there was an opportunity to not only shape my own children's lives, but that of 30,000 children and 3,500 staff members to just grow greatness, to go out into the world to be better citizens for tomorrow. So it is a true passion of mine that Comal ISD continues to go that path.
It's really neat knowing that a lot of these girls grew up coming to watch, and even last year I had a girl that graduated and she had showed me pictures and film of her sitting in the stands when I played, and I thought that was super cool, and she's expressed to me how neat it is for her to play for me.
It set a foundation that has led me to create a very successful family insurance business and serve over 28 years in public office. both locally and at the state level.
Knowing that I'm part of a bigger family of an amazing group of individuals, and just going to school in San Antonio, I often run into more alumni of Kamala SD, and just getting the chance to talk to them and seeing their experiences and seeing where they are now is amazing.
Oh my goodness, it's tradition, it's pride. I think it's something that there's no better compliment than being raised here and then coming back to have your kids have a similar experience as my own. And while my heart is all Navy, you better believe you'll find me with my purple community cheering on those Warriors in the Friday night lights at the Coliseum.
Cougar spirit still lives in me, and when I went to Kenyon High School, we were the only high school in the district. And now look at it. It's one of the largest, most prolific districts in the Central Texas area, both athletically and scholastically. And so I'm very proud of that.
From Blanco to Bulverde, Bernie to New Braunfels, GVTC Local Lens is your connection to Hill Country happenings. 24 hours a day, tune into GVTC Channel 16 for local high school sports, community events, and original programming brought to you with the power of GVTC. Tune in now for a unique view of your community through the GVTC Local Lens.
How they ever gonna find us? Shipwreck on the mountain, rubbernecking all the outlaws. It's who we wanna be. Belly up and just fake it, and two-step over 80, so we can hope to be someone someday.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Lynx Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the movies, abuela?
Mijo, I love you, but I prefer the classic movies. You go, have a good time. What's this?
Just come with me.
Oh, ay, mijo.
Your choice, abuela.
GVTC, connecting you.
People hire realtors for many reasons. It could be they're sweet, they're funny, you know, it's a new family member or friend that's getting into the business, they want to support them. At the end of the day though, until you get their house sold, it just doesn't matter.
We thought our house would take 3 to 4 weeks selling.
Our home sold in 2 days.
We had multiple offers within 24 hours. We were shocked. We did not expect that at all.
2 quick days.
From Blanco to Bulverde, Bernie to New Braunfels, GVTC Local Lens is your connection to Hill Country happenings. 24 hours a day, tune into GVTC Channel 16 for local high school sports, community events, and original programming brought to you with the power of GVTC. Tune in now for a unique view of your community through the GVTC Local Lens.
Hey Pieper Nation, I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building confident smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors!
Every shoe they've ever worn has been black. That little voice they hear inside their heads is Coach Larry Hill. When asked their favorite color, they all agree it's always navy. They all believe that the baseball team, a certain law enforcement group, and the 4x4 side-by-side were all named after them. The only thing on their Christmas list is Whataburger gift cards. Each of them has officially changed their middle name to Smithson. When choosing their jersey number, they all answered anything but the number 1. They are the most Rangers in the world.
Stay Navy, my friend.
It's just like football. One guy goes out of play, the next guy comes in, and they're ready to go.
They had to work as a team, which is part of their name. It's Team SRAM.
The goal is really to come out of the experience with meeting your goal, which is selling the house for the most money, and having that lifelong relationship that gives value to both of us.
You're already flying, heaven's on the horizon, sun through the windshield is shining, painting everything gold. Life is all about timing, love is wild and blinding, every road is winding, so let the good times roll.
You know, everyone's lifestyle inside is all connected through Wi-Fi. Your IoT devices, your TV, the streamers, the gamers. And we in Texas, we love being out in the backyard. We love extending, I think, what we do inside to the outside. Whether it's grilling, whether it's swimming, hanging out at night, listening to music, the outdoor Wi-Fi product really extends that Wi-Fi in your lifestyle to the outdoors. We think about connecting products like your security cameras that you can get through GVTC. Talk about your smart lights, your smart speakers. It's the she shed outside, right? For all the women who love to do projects outside, just the same as a workshop. Wherever you want to connect your Wi-Fi, it really is taking the best of the indoor premium Wi-Fi and extending it outdoors into whatever lifestyle that you have.
Heroes Stadium, second half, about a minute and a half away from kicking off. Rangers from Smithson Valley, a 16-0 lead on Pieper in a rivalry game that more importantly is serving as a regional semifinal, otherwise known as the third round of the Texas high school football playoffs. So look at how the Rangers gained that 16-0 lead. Gunnar Sjoquist getting the start at running back. Caleb Pigler's been so big for the Rangers, out today, and Sjoquist doing some good things early. Of course, the Pieper Warriors, they're going to get to you through the air, and some outstanding plays from Cade Diamond, their tight end. Also the receiver Cash Lancaster. Defensively, the Pieper Warriors Rangers out of the end zone. They're getting the Ty Knutson. Leighton Springer, his 12th sack of the season there for the Warriors to prevent the Rangers from picking up a first down. That perhaps a controversial call. Liam McGee not able to return that because that was whistled an incomplete. Though the Rangers did retain possession on that play because it was a fourth down for the Warriors. Carter Noseworthy, this a big play in the first half. He's the punter for Pieper, in addition to being one of their linebackers. Fake punt successful, gave the Warriors new life. And Brady Hopper, the leading rusher for the Warriors, the Ranger defense has done a fantastic job of keeping him in check. Hunter Haug, the biggest play for the Rangers from a yardage perspective. It led to a Gunnar Sjöquist touchdown, the only score we've had as we start second half action here, and a kickoff that is going through the back of the end zone, and the Rangers will get the ball first here. Christian Hallam up 16-0 in the third quarter.
Yeah, so far we've seen a fantastic chess match, as we called it earlier, where these two coaches are battling out to try and just call the right call and see some success down the field with their offenses. Pieper's defense overall, from what we saw in the first half and those watching, they're in a 3-4 front here, which means 3 down defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, and they've been able to kind of fill the gaps and put some stunts or blitzes, as we call it, on Smithson Valley's offense and keep them at bay from really getting some touchdowns and forcing them to kind of kick some field goals. Smithson Valley sticking to their run game here, and as they always have in the first half, and they've done a fantastic job on their defense keeping Pieper from scoring. But as we go into the second half, Hector, I'm really interested to see maybe some of the coaching change-ups or essentially the coaching the decisions that were made in the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, Gunnar Sjöquist on 1st and 10, picking up 3. So for the ball game, Gunnar has 59 yards rushing on 11 carries. He scored the lone touchdown, has a catch for 5 yards as well. Knutson, shotgun, as he normally is on 2nd and 7, looks to his left, pass complete, but that Pieper defense more than ready and waiting for Hunter Haug.
Yeah, they were more than prepared for that play, and they saw that 3 times in the first half, roughly, and now they're ready to stop this little pop pass, as we call it, which is a quick just pass to your receiver and have the 2 outside receivers or single receiver block the corner. So they're well prepared on this drive, it looks like, coming out, forcing Rangers to be on a 3rd down scenario and long, which is in a tough bind being backed up inside Pieper territory.
3rd and 9 for that Ranger offense off of Haug's 4th catch. He had 72 yards receiving in that first half. Looking for Haug again, complete. 1st down, still on his feet, makes a move inside the 50 at about the 44 with forward progress of the Warriors.
That's a nice one-on-one throw there going to Hunter Haug, who's been an excellent receiver in the first half with big gains. Now he just throws the ball up on a one-on-one go or fade or vertical, whatever you want to call it, and Hunter just makes a great catch over the top, great throw by Ty Knutson there, and then use his athleticism to gain some more yards and a 1st down to put him inside Smithson Valley territory.
So following the first down of the second half, the Rangers at the 44. Isaiah Reggie bunched in near the line of scrimmage. Luke Peace, the tight end, at the line. Sjöquist coming right across the 40. Gunner inside the 35 and near the 30. Another 1st down for Smithson Valley.
And one thing to know, as we've seen throughout this first half, Smithson Valley continues just to stick with the basics, the bread and butter, what they are successful and most good at in this run game, right? Even when you have a big play, it's not a surprise to see that they're just going to run the ball right after, especially coming out on a 1st down. You may think, well, if it's not broke, don't fix it, throw it again, or maybe try something else and pass the ball around. Well, their success is the run game, and they have practiced that time and time again, and then we see that this offense has been dominant that way, getting 1st downs.
Braxton Sawyer in motion out of that fullback spot. Handoff again to Sjöquist. Inside the 30, he's got some room. Past the 20, still on his feet, across the 10, and to the 8-yard line.
And there you go, making a show for himself, Sjöquist, right? Making a big play here. I love to see that in the athleticism in this guy, and he's proven himself right out in the second half, having some great blocks, and this offensive line is doing a fantastic job sealing these gaps and pulling off these techniques to make holes for Sjöquist and let him do his show.
Putting on a show is Gunnar Sjöquist. Very well said, Christian Hallam. At the 9, 1st and goal for the Rangers, looking for their 2nd touchdown of the ball game, and more importantly, a 23-0 lead, depending on the extra point, should they score the 6. Sjöquist up the middle, inside the 5, and finally brought down at right around the 4.
And I think that's 3 times now that they continue to run this inside run play. Just hand it off inside, up the middle, in the 1 and 2 gaps, and they've been very successful in these last 3 plays. So there's the methodology, or the term, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Smithson Valley continues to gain positive yards, so they might continue to run it here again, but I think Pieper might change up the defense, so let's see what their offense decides to do.
Bennett King, the tackle for the Warriors. They don't snap it, so hard count at the 4.
They're trying to draw off the offsides there.
Shoquist again, up the gut. Gunnar Shoquist has his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 18th of the season, and the touchdown machine gives Smithson Valley a 22-0 lead with the point after to come.
And like you said, Hector, right, they went with the hard count there. That was to try and draw off the defense and get closer yardage to the goal line, or just give another penalty and make the Piper's defense make a critical error. But Piper's defense was disciplined enough to watch it, and they held, and then Smithson Valley decides to just call an audible and run the same play that they've ran the last 3 times, essentially, that inside handoff, and score.
Outstanding start for a Ranger program looking to get back to the state title game for a 3rd straight year and win it for a 2nd consecutive season. We're back after this, 23-0, 3rd quarter, 8:05 remaining in the 3rd round of the high school football playoffs.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Lynx Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions. Tonight's
Trent Amaya set to kick us off. The Rangers up 23 with 8:05 remaining in quarter number 3, that out of bounds. And so Pieper will start. They'll get the options if they take one of those choices. They'll start it at their own 30, and it looks like they are already huddled up here and set to take the field.
Yeah, and Hector, I'd be very interested to see how Pieper responds on this drive right here. Again, having the ball every chance you can against this Smithson Valley defense is critical. Ball possession is a huge component when it comes to statistics of a football game. The longer your offense can hold the ball, essentially, or have possession of it, is going to give you more success to try and go score. So Pieper could come out here and take a shot downfield and try to surprise Smithson Valley.
On 1st and 10, Isaiah Gatan standing at his own 25 in the shotgun. In trouble, chased by Bierman. Gets away from trouble, airs it out down the sideline. Noah Johnson there to break up the pass intended for Carson Lacombe.
It's exactly what we saw there. They're trying to take the deep ball downfield with a little rollout to the right, get some protection and seal the edge out here, and then he has to do a little whirly bird, come back to the left side and avoid this pressure, and tries to make a big throw downfield, just what we call scramble drill. So the quarterback's scrambling to the other side of the field, not where the play's intended, and the receiver adjusts, comes to that side, and they don't end up coming with the ball down on that play in an incomplete pass.
This Smithson Valley defense working on 10 straight quarters of shutout football. Hudson Woods, Kyle Bierman, and Justin Roberts holding a team meeting at the quarterback.
That looks like a bull rush right there from up here in the press box. I mean, we see that the defensive line just absolutely read this perfectly and was all over it and shed their blocks really well here. And Duval L. and Woods, they all tracked down and managed to just sack that quarterback and give Smithson Valley a great opportunity on a 3rd and long for their defense.
It's a front 4 that has combined for 28 sacks this season between Caleb Barrow, Kyle Bierman, Justin Roberts, and Hudson Woods. 30 sacks from the defensive linemen when you take in the reserves as well. Deep on 3rd and long, nearly caught. Looking for Cash Lancaster.
Man, Cash has been their go-to guy, it looks like, overall. And even in the first half, he was making some big plays and great catches. And here he just far out stretches, run the post over the top. The quarterback sets up in the pocket, outside the pocket, and throws right to him, makes a good throw. And, man, if they could have come down with that ball, that's a big change of game changer, really, for Pieper's offense. But now they're being forced to punt here, so situationally, you don't want that. And as any coach or player would understand, being forced to punt inside the enemy's territory is always a challenge.
Lancaster, the leading receiver in every category for the Warriors. 20 touchdowns, 1,430 yards, 108 119 yards per game, receiving 18.3 every time he touches the ball. Unable to get him on track today, and that's a big reason why Smithson Valley is up 23-0 and now on the verge of getting the ball again and potentially marching in for another 6.
Yeah, and we could potentially see Smithson Valley just really take ball control here now. They've set the tone already coming out with the first drive and score. So by setting the tone, that means essentially that they're just laying down that they have control of the ball, and they're wanting to establish that further into this second half and secure a victory. But Pieper's got to be thinking, we've got to stop these guys and stop their run game, slow down the clock a bit, and maybe get some explosive plays. And they had a shot right there, which again is a critical miss for a big-time game like this in the third round of the playoffs.
After the punt by Carter Noseworthy, great field position for the Rangers at exactly midfield. On 1st and 10, they're penalized though on the run by Gunnar Sjoquist, and so we move it back to the 45, and it'll be 1st and 15 for the Rangers.
And now we're starting to see a little pressure here too on this Smithson Valley offense when they have been backed up through penalties or sometimes losses of yards and sacks. They can see a little bit of flustering here, or maybe some blitz pickups that they miss, and it continues to destroy that drive for them. So I'd be interested to see if this offense can regain itself and reestablish after this loss.
Hunter Haug and Isaiah Reggie at the top of our screen. Brody Wick down below. Knutson will keep. He did that several times in the first half. Back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe beyond it. He rushed 5 times in the first half for 17 yards.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of that too, Hector. At least 3 or 4 times that the quarterback was kept the ball in successive order. So Coach Hill and his offense really loves to call that and get an extra blocker downhill for his quarterback, Mr. Knutson. But Pieper is again proven to fill the gaps here with their 3-4 defense, and those linebackers read that very well. So they've been doing that all day today.
3rd and let's call it 9. They need the 40. They're at the Pieper 49. Knutson, Sjoquist going left. Gunner's got the sideline. Gunner's got a first down and a whole lot more. Cuts it inside once he got near the sideline. Finally pushed out of bounds at the 30.
It looks like we got some yellow laundry though on the field.
Oh, and now so we'll see if it stands for the Rangers.
I think that might have been a holding call on the edge here, watching this sweep play to the outside.
It is. Nullifies the Gunnar Sjoquist first down. We talked about how he had a productive first half, 56 yards, nearly matched that on that first drive of the third quarter alone. And in the big game there, though, that will not count. And 3rd and 9 just became 3rd and forever. They're at their 45, excuse me. They need to get to the 40. So 3rd and 15 now for the Rangers.
As a former player, Hector, we call those penalties drive killers. They will kill the drive that you were trying to establish a good momentum or at least get the first down, which he had clearly and plenty of yards to do it.
2nd and 15, I beg your pardon. So 2 downs here to get the 15. Who knows? Maybe 4 downs, but we'll see if it gets to that point. Trips to the right. Knutson keeps again. And again to right around midfield. When he kept the moments ago, that's exactly where he ended up, at right around midfield, now right at the 50.
Yeah, and maybe for those watching, you might think that, well, why aren't they passing the ball on a 2nd and long, or with the territory that they have and the yards that they have to go to get another 15, 16 yards. It is a difficult decision, but the coaching philosophy there, and just trying to understand for everyone is that you're going to spread out your offense, run the ball, and occasionally pass it, and you're trying to give a look like you're going to pass with your quarterback, give him an empty backfield essentially, and then have him run the ball and hopefully have a middle of the field open.
On 3rd and 11, Knutson chased out of the pocket, well short of the first down. Nice job of that Pieper defensive pursuit. Tyler Lacombe, brother of Carson Lacombe, the standout receiver. Tyler is standout in his own right defensively, helping force Knutson near the sideline and then ultimately to the ground here, bring it up 4th and 6.
Yeah, Pieper's defense just breaks that double team, or at least the pass coverage that Knutson was trying to rely on, and they get there quick enough to where he doesn't have time to pass the ball, and he has to roll out to the right side of the field, and then there's guys on Pieper's defense to track him down and keep him out of bounds.
Amaya, who's kicked 3 field goals thus far, on for his 2nd punt of the afternoon for the Rangers. That one out of bounds, and so the Pieper Warriors still down 23-0, but now the clock becoming an issue, Christian, with 4:51 remaining in the third quarter. And now that their high-powered offense can't put up points, it's just that you're dealing against the Ranger defense who came in with 3 straight shutouts. When you go back to the end of the regular season, they gave up less than 10 points per game in the regular season, and as the season's gone on, they've gotten even better. 0 points in the season finale against Victoria East. They then shut out Southside, and then last week, Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial. Play action, Gaitan under pressure again, right on cue and bragging about the defense. Hunter Woods blowing a kiss to the heavens. Another sack for the young man headed to SMU.
I mean, if you're watching these defensive linemen on the Smithson Valley side, they are clearly dominating early on and late into this game as well. Woods, Duval, L. I could continue and go on and shout out the other guys that are on the D-line. But unfortunately, without the time, I just want to say that these guys are doing a fantastic job putting a lot of pressure on Pieper. And now Pieper seems to strike back very quickly and get an explosive play that they needed.
The professor, Andrew Grindstaff, with a much-needed big play for the Warriors offensively to the 40, their first down here in the third quarter. At the 40, twins to each side, Brady Hopper, the back behind Gaitan. Play action. Here Gaitan under pressure again. Kyle Bierman gets him this time.
Pieper was really hoping to go off this smash concept in the passing game, which means the outside number 1's running a hitch, the number 2's running a quarter. He just didn't have enough time, though, to get the ball to where he wanted it to go. Smithson Valley's D-line is continuing to dominate and put a lot of pressure on the quarterback over there at Pieper, Mr. Gaitan.
A spoiling of the riches. Bierman, the one defensive lineman of the 4 starters who has the least amount of sacks, and he gets you there. Across the middle, complete. Carson Lacombe across the middle near the original line of scrimmage. Past it, now at the 44. Third down coming for the Pieper Warriors.
And I think that's the kind of quick pass game that they need to kind of establish here. That was a great pass. Just drilled it right in there with beautiful precision and accuracy right on the receiver, Lacombe. I mean, and he catches it and gets a few yards upfield, and they set themselves up with a better chance for success. But it's third and decent here.
Trips to the top of the key, and they brought Lacombe in motion. His second touch in as many carries. He's short. And no doubt here that Pieper's going to go 4th and 2 with their own 48. Under 3 minutes to go in a game they throw 23-0 for an offensive mindset that already has them going at every opportunity.
Oh, yeah. And Pieper tried that sweep there on that last play. And Smithson Valley pursues it well and attacks to the outside and forces that runner to turn it back inside and keep him from getting to the outside to get the first down.
So on a key 4th and 2, Gaitan looking over. Isaiah's got trips to the top of your screen, twins to the bottom, looking down low, complete Hopper. First down for the Warriors. They needed 2, they got 3.
There it is. There's that quick pass that I was talking about, right? They're establishing quick game here, and they're really good at it out of a 10 personnel set. Pieper's very well known to throw the ball around very quickly and get some yards out of it, and they needed that 4th down conversion to keep them in this ball game, and they get it.
Brady Hopper, the leading rusher for the Warriors at 698 yards coming in. He's also caught 305 yards worth of passing at his own 45. Again, Diamond this time the recipient. Cade with his 4th catch. Very busy in the first half. This, his first reception, though, since early in the first quarter. And Isaiah Gaitan, who's had to deal with injury issues throughout the regular season, especially early, is down on the turf. We're going to step aside as the Pieper training staff tends to him. Our best to Isaiah. We're back after this right here from Hero Stadium.
Contractors come into our neighborhoods and make empty promises, hurting homeowners and giving good roofers a bad name. But not Lynx Roofing. We live in and support this community. We believe every Texan deserves a strong roof at a reasonable price. A roof that gives you peace of mind in the face of our strongest storms. This company was built on doing the little things right. From our inspections to our installations and unmatched warranties, when you choose Lynx Roofing, you get a product and people you can depend on. Contact Lynx Roofing today, because this community is our home too.
Isaiah Gaitan, the quarterback for Pieper, limping gingerly toward the sideline following that completion to tight end Cade Diamond. A look, and it looks like he's grabbing that left ankle on his way down. So the quarterback now, as Gaitan is on the sideline, is Chase Lyons, a young man who got plenty of reps as Gaitan battled injuries earlier in the season. As a matter of fact, Gaitan playing 9 games coming in, Lyons playing 8 games coming in because the two rotated so often. Deep pass on his first attempt and a touchdown for Pieper.
I mean, that is a fantastic throw right off the bat. Coming off the sideline to bench as a sub or a backup, this guy makes a beautiful pass as a quarterback. Perfectly places it right where his receiver can get it, and the corner just couldn't see the ball, and before he knew it, it was placed perfectly in his hands. I mean, that is a thing of beauty when you see passes like that downfield, especially for a guy just coming off the bench.
Lancaster cashing in on the reception for a touchdown. I couldn't let you beat me with the puns. His name's Cash. Cash Lancaster. Money for the Pieper Warriors, and now Pieper going for 2, it appears. That quarterback, Lyons, and Hopper still out there. Woof, still in disbelief of that throw on his first throw of the ball game. Going for 2 and a chance to make this now 23-8. They put in motion Grindstaff. Lyons hit as he throws, intended for Cade Diamond, and there's a penalty marker late.
Wow, I'm seeing a lot of emotion coming out of these players and sideline fans too at this game. Critical moment. They're going for 2. Let's see what they call.
Okay, so prior to the play, well, he pointed in the direction of the Rangers, but the teams are coming off the field.
So it's going to be applied on kickoff.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he said prior to the play. Maybe it was after the play.
Yeah, because this is a point after attempt, basically, for 2. Yeah.
Understood. My apologies. 2:14 to go in quarter number 3. Pieper making this interesting. We're back after this in a 23-6 ball game.
Shipwreck on the mountain, rubbernecking all the outlaws. It's who we wanna be. Belly up and just fake it, and 2-step overrated, so we can hope to be someone someday.
Back here at Heroes Stadium, 2:14 remaining here in quarter number 3. And another look, because it's worth it. Chase Lyons, his first throw of the ball game, coming in relief of the injured Isaiah Gaitan, going down the sideline and finding Cash Lancaster on a deep route down the sideline, and it gives Pieper its first touchdown of the ball game, and it comes against a Smithson Valley defense, which to this point of not only today but the playoffs in the last 3 weeks, in fact, when you date back to the regular season, has been absolutely dominant to the point where they've allowed no points. The first points Smithson Valley has surrendered since October 30th. 2 holidays have come and gone since Smithson Valley's given up points, Halloween and Thanksgiving. And as the Pieper Warriors are set to kick off, I think we've got a timeout.
Yeah, I believe we do.
Smithson Valley calls their first timeout. I think they saw something they didn't like, or figuring that the Warriors are going to go onside here from the Smithson Valley 45, wanted to make sure maybe they went over kind of a second set of directions and guidance here.
Yeah, and Coach Hill, I'm sure his staff is just trying to coach up the players and make sure that they know exactly what they're doing, the clear discipline and alignment that they need to be in. And Pieper's trying to prepare to get this ball back here, potentially with we could see an onside. So I wouldn't be surprised this late in the game with 2 minutes left in the third quarter that Pieper does something in order to try and give them a chance to go score. They scored very quickly on that play with the backup coming in. So yeah.
So you fully expect, I think, and maybe this is me talking out of turn potentially, but there's the onside kick. Pieper says they got it. Inside the 35. Still no official signal.
Pieper signaling their way, and Smithson Valley's coming off the field just to play it safe.
Yeah, there's a penalty marker. Okay, so I think the officials might say, yes, Pieper recovered, but it didn't go the full 10 yards. And now, instead of the flag on the turf, because it's since been picked up, the marker's now made its way onto the Hero Stadium turf.
It looks like they picked up the flag potentially, and the defensive coordinator, Coach Worsfer, is coming out onto the field for Smithson Valley, and Pieper's head coach is over here as well, trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay, and now some conversations being had with the Pieper coaching staff. A look at both Nick Rogers on your right and Larry Hill. False start on Pieper.
So now this is really getting into a critical moment where Pieper is seeing some momentum, and they...
Okay, so here we go. Ball's at the 40. Still hasn't gone 10. Oh, boy, that looks good in real time. But I think they called false start. So it's not so much where Pieper recovered. False start's the call. So the officials are saying the Warriors came early.
I didn't see anything on that, to be honest.
In terms of the spotting, they did it textbook. Blocking Rangers. Okay, here we go. Yeah,
did he touch it early, though? That might be the case. 5 might touch it. Oh, okay. He touched it early. It looks like it might hit his helmet there or his shoulder pad. So that's what they're saying is the false or early touch, basically.
Live action,
yeah.
Gunnar Sjoquist on 1st and 10 to the 45 as Smithson Valley started the possession at the 41. Well, that close.
And so really for the fans at home, understand that's within the first 10 yards. So
yes.
After kickoff, Hector, and you can explain this more too, please do. But I just want to point out that they called that because number 5 was assumed to have touched the ball too early, which is before the 10-yard mark after the kick. The ball has to go 10 yards, correct?
Correct. It has to go the 10 yards. Now, the block is you're allowed to block whenever.
Yes.
It's when you touch the ball, and that's what got me at first. It looked like Lancaster had hit the block perfectly. I didn't see him from that initial angle touch the ball, or is the ball touch his helmet. Meanwhile, Sjoquist kind of limping off, and that's big because the Rangers are already without their leading rusher, Caleb Piegler. Gunner's been so good, not only in some time today, but for the rest of the season. Gunner really, it's not apt to call him a backup, more kind of a rotating quarterback with Caleb Piegler. And when you look at not only carries but rushes as well. And so we'll see what happens now at that running back position for the Rangers. On the Warriors' behalf, Brady Ganelli, number 3, making his way off the field. And so now 2nd down and 6. Braxton Stoyer, the lone back in the backfield. He's the fullback with Knutson, who keeps. And that Pieper D doing a nice job of making sure he didn't get beyond the 44.
Well, exactly from what I saw watching this play as a former player, quarterback takes a little draw up the middle, and or just a quarterback power, and his running back just kind of misses this linebacker. I mean, he goes for number 5, but essentially Pieper's linebackers, I mean, that was Leighton Springer all over it and came from the other gap on the other side. So that is the benefit of a 3-4. So a lot of times if you're watching football, you see those kind of those plays happen where you're like, well, you think he may have missed a block. Well, he was looking at another guy, and then there was another guy that replaced on the other end.
So on 3rd and 5, the running back end is number 30, Renix Vezuraga, but lined up in the slot, Hunter Haug, 1st down Rangers. Huge in a ball game in which Pieper had taken back the momentum.
Yeah, that's a big-time play. They're going to throw a fade up to Hunter Haug here on the backside, closest to Smithson Valley sideline. Just a one-on-one matchup, but it almost looked like 2 guys were trying to cover him, the safety coming to help over the top. But he just kind of hole shot the quarterback there. Knutson just hole shots it and throws it perfectly in the air where Hunter can only get the ball right above his head over the corner's head.
Haug's 5th catch of the ball game. He had 72 yards at the half. He's also rushed it twice for 14 yards at the 44, and what figures to play the final play of the 3rd quarter. First carry of the ball game for Renix Vezuraga, and stopped behind, it appears, the line of scrimmage, though with forward progress, they might get him back to the 44, which is the line of scrimmage. And the seconds tick down. 12 minutes away, the Rangers holding on to a 23-6 lead. That's how close they are to advancing to the regional final. The Warriors with some work to do if they are to come back and knock off their rival. 23-6, Raider Stadium. We're back after this.
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road, from up in Amarillo down to San Antonio. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
Start of the fourth quarter in what's still very much an interesting ball game. Yes, the Rangers lead 23-6, but the Warriors had the momentum, kind of still do big picture. They've scored the last touchdown. Here's Hunter. Now going the reverse, cross the 45, and a nice job of that Warrior defense of getting Howe get right around the 45.
I like the setup where this reverse is going. Smithson Valley's gonna motion a receiver into crack block that linebacker there, and then they have Howe on this reverse where they again have run the stretch over and over all game. So they fake the stretch, pitch it to Howe. But again, Pieper's defense is reading really well. Even this late in the game, they're making good reads at their linebacker secondary level and getting to the ball.
Raja Lopez, standout corner for the Warriors. 68 tackles coming in, 58 of them solo. 6 tackles per game, 4 tackles for loss on the season, making this a 3rd and 10 for the Rangers. Knutson stepping up in the pocket, has to avoid the pressure. They get to him, a sack.
Yeah, we're seeing that this offense clearly is having trouble trying to throw the ball downfield with Pieper's coverage, and they rely on their linebackers to essentially play the zone and have a QB spy. And every time the quarterback tries to make a move or roll out anywhere, there's going to be pressure on the quarterback.
Leighton Springer's 13th sack of the season. He came in with 11. I've got him with 2 today. 113 tackles, the leading tackler for these Warriors on the season. Amaya standing at his own 43, does get that one off. It's a low line drive, takes a bounce. Where did it go out of bounds?
At the 1 or the 2? Wow. Hey, and Hector, I mean, there's not a lot of chances where in high school football or even in football games where you can perfectly place a punt like that right out of bounds on the corner. No ability for the return to happen. And this puts, again, your opponent, their offense, in a tough position, backed up inside your own territory, coming out with the ball. I mean, that we could see a safety potentially happen here.
To give you some context on Trent Amaya, and we'll get into it here after this 1st and 10 on an empty backfield from the 2-yard line. Over the middle, it's still Lions in there, complete. Over to right around the 5-yard line, it's Andrew Grindstaff who makes the catch. Amaya, not only an all-world kicker, he's kicked 3 field goals today, was a huge part with his field goals and the Rangers winning the state championship last year in that title game. But from a punting perspective, he is equally all-world. A young man who Larry Hill says he plays this position just about as well as anybody on our team plays their position, and that is saying a boatload when you play for the Smithson Valley Rangers.
Yeah. And Pieper did a fantastic job coming out here and at least establishing a quick pass and a run here and there. And they're getting some yards to give themselves some space out of the backed up into Smithson Valley's end zone. So that is very tough because they're trying to avoid a safety, and now they're in a 3rd and short scenario. So we could see just a quick run here or a quick pass.
Following the run by Hopper, it's 3rd and 3. Lions, dangerous, but able to get the pass in front of Hunter Howe. A big reception for Carson Lacombe.
Yeah,
First down for the Warriors.
Hector, it looked like Hunter there on that.
But
oh, we have some more yellow laundry.
I hate to interrupt. I'm
No,
sorry.
by all
but
means.
considering the last thing I had said was a first down, well, it stands. It's a face mask on the Rangers. Last thing I wanted to do was leave the viewers thinking that was a first down when maybe that might not have been the case.
No, that's important. When we see yellow laundry, we have to pay attention to that. But like we saw Pieper here, a quick pass, one-on-one matchup with Hunter Haug at corner. I mean, again, from what I saw up here, he just manages to try and go over the top and steal the ball and misses the tackle and doesn't wrap up.
1st and 10 at the 28 following the penalty. Lions over the middle, completed, still on his feet, across, and finally a big play for the leading receiver for the Warriors, and then another penalty. It's Grindstaff, not the leading receiver, but near it at 16 yards coming in with the 6 touchdowns, and it looks like the penalty post is another face mask on the Rangers, so tack on 15 more for the Warriors.
Wow, 2 face masks in a row. Let's see this. But great catch and honestly, a great play there by Pieper's offense. Yep, there's the face mask. We see that'd be Noah Johnson coming down trying to make the tackle. And I don't think he intended to really do that, honestly. And these players they're under such adrenaline rush right now. I don't think that any of them are trying to hurt each other, but they're playing with such passion and intensity.
Reverse in an attempt at a throw, has to throw it out of bounds. Whoa, Carson Lacombe was looking to air that one out, but credit the Rangers. You see 2 defenders down here making sure that pass was not thrown.
Yeah, their Rangers defense stayed very disciplined here, and Pieper's trying to get that trick play out. They're pulling it out their sleeve in the playbook now, which, again, coaching philosophy 101. Right now, their coach is probably trying to call that trick play right when the momentum is going their way so that they could catch Smithson Valley off guard, but their defense was very disciplined there.
Looks like Liam McGee and Noah Johnson were the 2 young men who stayed back. Lions deep! Caught, touchdown Pieper! And now things get really interesting. Carson Lacombe in the end zone. 8:43 to go, 23-12 with the extra point after to come.
And just because you're down doesn't mean you should give up as any fan or team that's out there down 23-0, because Pieper's managing to prove that they are making quick strike comebacks right now in this game. And this is big, big, big if you're a Pieper fan.
And how about what Chase Lyons has given the Pieper Warriors since coming into the ball game following the injury to Isaiah Gaitan?
Yeah, what a pass, what a catch. They found a wide open space, and now they're going for 2 again.
Tyler Lacombe in a Wildcat setting. He takes the snap, jump pass, 2-pointer good. Kate Diamond. Brady Hopper make it 32, not 80. So Hopper making this a 23-14 ball game. We still got 8:43 to go. A good one brewing here at Hero Stadium. 3rd round of the high school football playoffs. We're back after this.
It's just like football. One guy goes out of play, the next guy comes in, and they're ready to go.
They had to work as a team, which is part of their name. It's Team SRAM.
The goal is really to come out of the experience with meeting your goal, which is selling the house for the most money, and having that lifelong relationship that gives value to both of us.
The Pieper Warriors storming back here. Scored the last 2 touchdowns, including a 2-point conversion just now to make this a 23-14 ball game. Kickoff, a short one toward the sideline. This has got to be handled. It's live. Oh, picked up. Nice heads-up play by Easton Walker. Backup quarterback playing special teams. And if not for Easton's heady play, that's trouble for the Rangers.
Yeah, he quickly picked that up and just went right out of bounds on this bounce ball that bounces right in front of him with the ball. There's a little pooch kick that Pieper does, and smart play right there. Just go right out of bounds, don't take a shot, and control the ball and give your team a chance to have possession. So good job.
Starting running back today, Gunnar Sjoquist, who left the game on the previous possession with an injury, is back out there. 3 wide for the Rangers. Brody Wick here split out wide on the bottom of your screen. Luke Peace in the slot. Make that Braxton Sawyer in the slot. Shoquist to carry around 25-30. Gunner spinning his way toward the 30 and a good play on 1st and 10.
Yep, so I'm thinking here probably that Smithson Valley's strategy is going to be, let's take more time off the clock. Don't give Pieper any more chance to have the ball. Let's stick to our run game and just stay confident and controlled and poised under pressure. So this is what we're probably going to see most of this drive is run the ball, and run the clock out.
At the 29 is where they spotted 2nd down and 4 for the Smithson Valley offense. Brody Wick in motion. Handoff, Shoquist again, 30. 1st down across the 35.
Nice play there, designed. We're going to see this offense is still carving up new ways to make runs look different. We have motion of Brody Wick coming across the field, and that's going to pull some of the safeties and secondary away and give Shoquist an ability to run right up the middle.
And Shoquist, who left the game on the previous possession, making his way off the field again, looking a bit gimpy as he's making his way toward the sideline. So Renix Bizuraga, again, back into the ball game. Renix, a young man who has played well in his own right for the Rangers. A lot of carries, especially in the second half, but he's played well, a junior running back for the Smithson Valley Ball Club. Here's his 2nd carry across the 40. Renix inside the 50, still on his feet inside the 35 of Pieper.
Yeah, that's a great play there, too, that Smithson Valley manages to get their lead blocking fullback out in front, secure the edge with the tight end as well, basically double blocking here, and then off to the races, man. Make one guy miss, which is the safety, and then he's off to the races down the sidelines.
In the playoffs alone, I'm sorry, Christian.
No,
in the
good.
playoffs alone, Renix has rushed for nearly 100 yards. In those first 2 games, 94 yards on 16 carries. He has scored a touchdown for the year, 130 yards. So he's picked it up as the playoffs have come around. At the 35, a good answer to this point for the Rangers, following 14 unanswered for Pieper. The snap to give. Bezuraga again, this time near the 30.
Pieper's linebackers are managing to seal real quick and trap down inside and keep the running back from going anywhere up the middle. So good job there by the Pieper linebackers and Smithson Valley's offense as they continue to march down the field, right? This is a 2nd and long scenario. So being close to the red zone, Hector, we might see some type of shot play here, knowing that Coach Hill has some safety, or at least I would assume as a former player, right, that you could have the ability to take a shot maybe to Brody Wick or Mr. Hunter Howard.
2nd down and 7. Ball officially at the 32. Braxton Sawyer in motion. Renix again. Vuzuraga across the 30 inside and working his way toward another 1st down. They're going to mark him at the 28. That means 3rd and 3 coming for the Rangers.
And obviously we're going to play it safe here if you're Smithson Valley. Just keep the ball on the ground, run the clock down, more time away, keep the ball safe and away from getting an interception. So I like the call, too, on that. No question there. But, again, this is a 3rd and short scenario. This is critical for Smithson Valley to get this opportunity and punch the 1st down to be closer in the red zone.
See what the Rangers dial up here on an all-important 3rd and 3 because they are up by 9 at the 28 of Pieper with under 5.5 to go in the ball game. Knutson fakes the pitch, keeps, ties, stopped short of that 1st down.
They managed to try to get some yardage out of a quarterback keeper with a fake pitch to the outside sweep to try and divert the defense. But Pieper's defense, Hector, I'll tell you, they're staying disciplined too on their end. And these linebackers are managing to read very well in the backfield at that 2nd level and track down where the ball is supposed to go, and they're getting there.
Rangers offense on the field. 4th and 2 at the 27. A chance to stunt that Pieper momentum for good potentially. Looking back toward that sideline. Knutson, shotgun. Brody Wick, top of the screen. Knutson to Renix Bezuraga, gets the 1st down inside the 20.
Great job if you're Smithson Valley. I mean, that's a perfect textbook play of executing the blocks here on the edge, sealing them off, using every bit of effort you can, get the 1st down, and just hold on to the ball and keep it safe. And for Pieper, they're hoping that they can stop them here and keep them from scoring anywhere near closer. I mean, at this point, the best that you can do from Pieper's end is have Smithson Valley potentially go for a field goal.
Big play, even bigger execution, because to Christian's point, with Trent Amaya on your team, that would have been a 44-yard field goal attempt. Very doable and would have made the lead 12. They went for it instead and got it. Renix again inside the 15 near the 10. So a gain of a couple as second down comes up, and the Rangers have no need to hurry here.
No, and Pieper is still holding on to their timeouts. They're thinking, I'm assuming as a former player and coach, that they are using their timeouts wisely when it gets down to the last critical 2 minutes of the game where they need them for their offensive drive.
So at the 12-yard line, 2nd and 7 officially, and again, the play clock at 13, and that's the important thing here, because look for that to go all the way down. It's inside 10 now. The game clock inside 3.5. Knutson, shotgun. Renix, Bezuraga, inside the 10. Nice bit of running for Renix, and how about the death for the Smithson Valley Rangers at running back? We've seen it all year long, Christian, but really showing itself here, down to their third back and able to move the ball against the good Pieper defense in the third round of the playoffs.
And Hector, and for those watching too, you got to credit that to these amazing offensive linemen that make it happen, and the fantastic coaching that goes on to get the guys where they need to be.
Pieper taking the timeout. We'll take it with him. 3:15 to go. Ball at the 6-yard line. The Rangers closing in. We're back after this right here from Hero Stadium, third round of the high school football playoffs.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Lynx Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions. Tonight's broadcast
first, 3rd and 1 for the Rangers. That close to a first down that would be huge. Knutson fighting for that first down yardage. He got to the 5. I believe he got it. He did. First and goal for the Rangers. More importantly, a chance to milk time off this clock.
Yep. They're going to go with the quarterback power, try to get as many blockers as they can on the front, while still attempting to spread out with the receivers down here on this side. So Smithson Valley got the first down, and now this is going to set them up for a good chance to go score and milk the time.
It's a game that started with a pair of field goals by Trent Amaya, and then Gunnar Showquist getting the first 6 of the ball game from a couple yards out. That made it 13-0. Gunnar then made it 23-0 after another Amaya extra point. From that point on, all Warriors. The huge pass by backup quarterback Chase Lyons to Cash Lancaster, and then Lacombe. Following that, the 2-point conversion, the jump pass to Brady Hopper, and that takes us to where we are now with 23-14 with 3:10 remaining, but the Rangers on the verge here of getting to the 5-yard line. We talked about Chase Lyons and how, hey, even though he's quote-unquote the backup quarterback, he played in 8 games. He threw for 1,662 yards this season, Christian. I mean, he was 115 of 184. Those are not average backup quarterback numbers, a QB rating of 104. First and goal at the 5. Renix, Bezuraga, touchdown Rangers in what may be the clincher. Although Christian, even with this extra, well, let's assume it's an extra point and not a 2.
Right.
Even with 1 here, and Amaya is on the field, it's still technically a 2-score game with 2 touchdowns and 2-point conversions. The reality is, good luck scoring twice on this Ranger defense in 3:04, although the Warriors have scored 2 times in a row against this Ranger defense. Amaya, extra point is good. This one's not over. Pieper's shown that already. 30-14, 3:04 to go. We're back after this in an exciting third-round football game between 2 rivals from San Antonio's Hero Stadium.
Oh, man, what are they going to...
Hey, Pieper Nation. I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building confident smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors!
Well, Christian Hallam, what playoff high school football is supposed to be. One team looks like it's, well, first of all, a fight to the end. And what's made this one interesting is when it looked like the Rangers had this game in total control, and then Pieper's starting quarterback, who's been injured all year long as Amaya's kickoff goes through the back of the end zone, when he gets hurt, your initial thought is, boy, they've been waiting for him to come back. He finally came back. Now getting into a groove over the last several weeks, he's gone down. And you're thinking 23-0 now without your starting quarterback. Boy, this thing's all but over. Says Chase Lyons. And instead, the Pieper Warriors have come back to make this a game. Credit to them.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't just say Chase Lyons is the only reason. I mean,
right.
He did throw a fantastic, beautiful ball over the top to give them their first score to cash in for a touchdown, as you made a joke earlier, or a pun. But Chase has done a fantastic job keeping his composure, and the Pieper team has rallied as a unit on their offense as well and defense, making stops where they need to happen. So their team has found some success in small areas, and they are hoping to strike quickly here in order to see that success and get another score, which they have proven, like you said, Hector, in the past in this game. With 2 quick possessions, they can score very quickly.
The officials gave Andrew Grindstaff the catch. Upon further review, they're discussing whether that was a catch. They say yes after all. Tough to tell from that angle. We were behind Grindstaff on 1st and 10, highballing it, another catch. What a fantastic effort by Carson Lacombe. And the Ranger defense saying, no, he didn't. He did not hold on to it.
Wow, I want to see this replay right here. Makes a fantastic high catch, gets the ball up high, and it just pops out. Oh. And Lacombe almost had the chance to really secure himself a big-time play for his team. And all credit to him. He was challenged with 2 high-class defenders there on Smithson Valley's defense.
Blayton Camacho, the safety, coming over and making that big old play after Hunter Howe could try to swipe it out of Lacombe's hands on 2nd and 10. Lions stepping up under pressure, eludes Hudson Wood's tackle. Now on the sideline in a nice effort trying to get out of the way of Devin DeToto, who was bearing in. Lions able to spin his way to midfield. 3rd down coming up, although you know it's 4-down territory for the Warriors. They're at their own 49.
Yeah, and there's got to be some sense of urgency and tempo coming from this Pieper offense. So expect that to happen with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, down by 2 touchdowns essentially. They have to find areas of success where they have to throw quickly or find possessions down the field quick.
Empty backfield, 5 wide for the Warriors. Over the middle, Hopper. Incomplete and picked! Devin DeToto, who's battled his way back from injury. Huge interception, and that might be it. It's afternoon, but it could be good night for the Rangers. 2:25 to go in a game they lead 30-14.
Yeah, here we see that Lyons makes a good throw over the middle on a crossing route or short dig, and the receiver just can't come up with the ball and bobbles it, and it falls into DeToto's hands, and that turns the ball over for Smithson Valley. So Pieper, you're thinking, man, we've got to find a way to get a turnover back quickly here with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. And that's unfortunate for them, but now Smithson Valley, what are you going to do? Let's run out the clock and let's run the ball.
Huge play for the sophomore linebacker, and now a couple of Pieper fans beginning to make their way down the stairs here in front of us in the stands at the 39-yard line. Gunnar Shoquist back in there, across the 50. Welcome back, Gunnar. Pushed out of bounds, hit out of bounds at right inside the 45 of Pieper.
Right, we're seeing that again. Here we go with the stretch plays over and over and over. Smithson Valley is pounding the rock all game long, and they're starting to break away and have bigger gains now with these simple run game plays that they've been running since the beginning of the game.
Clock stops at 2:19. You mentioned the big nasties up front for the Rangers. Right tackle, Aiden Verrett. Right guard, Clinton Goss. The center, Cal Gugliotti. The left guard, Cannon Wheeler. Briley Bowman at left tackle. Both Gugliotti and Aiden Verrett returning starters. Verrett also a standout on the Ranger baseball team that made state last season as Knutson keeps running behind Gugliotti, who's returning at center. He's just a junior, or he's returning as a starter, I should say, but he's moving to center. Played guard last year, been very good at that center position, and after a 4-yard pickup for Knutson, the Rangers should have 2nd and 6 as we come up on 2:13, and the Pieper Warriors call a timeout.
And Hector, I mean, even during this timeout, just want to point out that anything can happen very quickly here. Just know that Pieper is being forced in a situation, and they're good at the passing game methods here, but they're forced to throw the ball quickly. And that turnover was just an error that happens, and now Smithson Valley has the ball, and this could be the game.
We'll see what the Rangers, in which way they attack. Obviously, you know they want to keep it somewhat conservative, and when I say that, I mean on the ground or short passes, bootlegs, what have you. But you got 2:13 to go, Christian. You got the ball. It's going to be 2nd and 6 right around there when you get it back, and really you're just trying to milk some clock here behind your great offensive line, and what we've seen is a bevy of backs.
Right, and I wouldn't be surprised if Pieper starts to bring some high some higher percentage blitzes where they start sending more guys in the backfield just to try and stop this run. And it's this late in the game in a 3rd round of the playoffs. I mean, this is all or nothing. The winner moves on and pursues with the next game.
Here's Sjoquist up the middle. Credit the Pieper defense, would look to be a nice running lane, closed up relatively quickly, and so because of that, 3rd down coming for the Rangers. We're at the 35 of Pieper, need to get to the 32.
Yep, 3rd and short here. We're going to see another timeout called, just a 2-minute timeout, try to delay more time. And to be able to control the ball like this is what Larry Hill's known for at Smithson Valley. And for the Pieper coaches, again, they need a stop right here, because they have proven in the past, even with 2 minutes, Hector, we watched it earlier in this game, they can strike quickly. And Chase Lyons came off that bench and threw one pass, and boom, they were back in the game with momentum.
So Pieper now, no timeouts in this ball game. The Rangers, should it really matter right now, it doesn't seem to appear extremely relevant, but they have 2 timeouts remaining. Smithson Valley 3rd and 3 at the 35. Now, here's the thing. With no timeouts, even if Smithson Valley runs and does not get the 1st down, Pieper can't stop the clock.
Nope.
And so that makes this even more critical with the Rangers up by 2 touchdowns. Reggie in motion. Gunner, the carry. 30, across the 30-yard line inside it, and a 1st down, and that should be all she wrote for the Rangers.
And that's what you were talking about, Hector. That 1st down is a critical play, even late in the game. Every play matters, but that play specifically, I think, will be the knife to the heart, essentially, as we call it, where they can't stop the clock and they just have to watch it run down as long as Smithson Valley has the ball.
Winner of this ball game will get a district foe in the regional final. Bernie champion and New Braunfels High School facing tonight, 7 p.m. at Alamo Stadium. Those two, along with these two, all coming from District 13-5A in Division 1. A timeout taken by Smithson Valley. Let's take what might be our final break of the ball game. You're watching from right here at Heroes Stadium, Smithson Valley, a minute 21 away from continuing defense of its 5A Division I state championship.
Every shoe they've ever worn has been black. That little voice they hear inside their heads is Coach Larry Hill. When asked their favorite color, they all agree it's always navy. They all believe that the baseball team, a certain law enforcement group, and the 4x4 side-by-side were all named after them. The only thing on their Christmas list is Whataburger gift cards. Each of them has officially changed their middle name to Smithson. When choosing their jersey number, they all answered anything but the number 1. They are the most...
1:21 remaining. Rangers 1st and 10, and there is the knee for Ty Knutson as we close in on a Ranger victory and on to the regional final. Some scores to catch you up on here from Central and South Texas, as that area is what these two represent as well. The Bernie Greyhounds, a 38-0 lead on Gregory Portland in the 4th quarter. Blanco down 31-3 to Tidehaven. Alamo Heights 41-18 on Victoria West. Medina Valley hanging tough somewhat with Dripping Springs 21-7 in the 3rd quarter. Steele and Johnson, a big 6A matchup between two San Antonio area teams. Steele a 14-7 lead in the 3rd quarter. Davenport 21-7 on Bay City. That's a 2nd quarter score as we see a timeout where the Rangers with 36 ticks to go in a game they lead 30-0. And that's a look at area teams that are in action right now. As mentioned, Christian, the winner of this game gets the winner of Champion and New Braunfels. Those two play at 7 o'clock at Alamo Stadium. Smithson Valley beat both those teams in the regular season, going undefeated during the regular portion of the schedule. They beat New Braunfels 27-14. They beat Champion 41-14. Now, out of respect, and maybe, just maybe, the miraculous happens, Pieper, although very unlikely, Pieper, interestingly enough, also beat New Braunfels, but they lost to Bernie Champion on the final Friday of the regular season, 51-44. The final snap of the ball game, it should be Ty Knutson takes a knee, and the Smithson Valley Rangers are moving on in defense of their 5A Division I championship. It was not easy. It looked like it would be early in the second half. But after 23 points by the Rangers, the Pieper Warriors answer with 14 of their own. Some tense moments when this game was a 9-point game, but Smithson Valley, behind that offensive line in that running game, they are moving on with a 30-14 victory.
Yeah, what we've seen is, again, Hector, this was a fantastic game to watch. Very excited to be here, and this opportunity was really, really fun to see these two matchups, so these two teams face each other off. And from that first half, like Hector was saying, and even early into the second, Smithson Valley dominated on defense and kept Pieper down to 0. And for those Pieper fans watching and those around the nation, like, again, Pieper came out with their with Chase Lyons, their backup here, who has had some experience, and right off the get-go, I mean, he proved to be a stellar thrower and punch it in for a touchdown and get some momentum for Pieper. And so Pieper, fantastic job. What they've done is in the second half, they found a way to rally. They just couldn't pull up enough rallying in enough time, I don't think. And they did really well scoring very quickly or driving the ball very quickly in the second half, just a little too late maybe for Smithson Valley's defense. And overall, Smithson Valley stayed consistent, so we're going to see this next contender of New Braunfels and Champion, as you said.
Yeah, and so the big picture is the Rangers will face the winner of that game on the way to what they hope is a 6th appearance in the state championship and a 2nd straight championship in what would be, if they can get there, a 3rd straight appearance in the 5A championship game. The Alamo Dome, the site for next week's game between Smithson Valley and either New Braunfels and Bernie Champion, who will play at 7 o'clock tonight. For the outstanding folks at Wick Productions, we say happy belated Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving weekend. We hope you and your loved ones had a very happy and thankful holiday. We'll see you next week. San Antonio's Alamo Dome for Smithson Valley. You've been watching from right here at San Antonio's Heroes Stadium. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week, everybody. For Christian Hallam and everybody involved, good afternoon, good night, and we'll see you very soon.